Any chomping down there? Good afternoon and welcome to the Imperial Vending Red Raven pregame show here on US 98 and the Red Raven Sports Network. I'm Shane Neal, alongside with me Matt Jordan as we get ready for a big-time matchup in the Jayhawk Conference. The number 12 Red Ravens at home for homecoming weekend, and they take on the number 1 team in the nation, the Hutchinson Blue Dragons. Matt, every single weekend a big one in the Jayhawk, but when Hutchinson and Coffeyville go head-to-head, two of the most historic programs in all of junior college, this one just feels a little bit bigger.
Yeah, it definitely does, especially here, homecoming. Coffeyville was something to prove. First-year head coach was something to prove, and yeah, it's a ranked matchup. It's going to be a fun one. And
you mentioned, of course, a big test for a first-year head coach, and Nick Dobler's passed a lot of the tests so far this year. He's checked a lot of boxes for this Red Raven team. Big win on the road against Iowa Central last week, a home win over a top 10 team in Highland. We've seen a lot of good with the Red Ravens in Nick Dobler's first year, but it's not a hot take, Matt, to say playing the number 1 team in the nation, having a coach like Drew Dallas coming to town, this is going to be the toughest test yet for Nick Dobler and his staff.
Absolutely. It doesn't get any more difficult or any more big, and like, can you live up to the spotlight moment here for Nick Dobler, coaching against one of the best coaches in the country, already just in his 5th season here as a head coach, and he's already put up some, win percentage over 900. I mean, short career, but it is a legendary start for Drew Dallas, and Nick Dobler hoping he can kind of do the same thing here at Coffeyville.
Absolutely he can, Matt. Something that is unique in junior college football is seeing the same quarterback in back-to-back seasons. The Ravens saw the man who's going to be under center for Hutchinson today, Samari Collier. In his freshman season a year ago, he had a pair of touchdowns, but you can take some things away from that first matchup and try to make some adjustments to slow down Collier today. One of the best quarterbacks in the nation, but the Ravens have seen him before. That's usually rare at this level.
Yeah, you don't normally get to see that, and we didn't think we were going to see that this year with Samari Collier going to Louisiana to play there for Monroe. And but then opting to come back and play another year at Hutch and run it back with this Blue Dragons team, and we'll see what he brings to the table this afternoon.
Matt, the Ravens playmakers will need to step up in this one if they come away with a win here this afternoon. But a guy that's always seemed to step up in big games is Breck Long. Comes off of the injury last week against Iowa Central. 3 catches, 3 touchdowns. The first Raven receiver with 100 yards in a game since 2021. No secret that if the Ravens are going to win today, they need more than just Breck Long to be good, but they need Breck Long to be at his best today.
Yeah, to be honest, they need everyone to be at their best today. But yeah, Breck Long come out and have another game. He doesn't, we don't need 3 touchdowns from him every week. We love it, but we don't need 3 touchdowns every week. And speaking of Breck Long's great game, think back to 2 games ago, the tight ends have been really good for this offense. They're big bodies. They're a quarterback who doesn't have a lot of experience in Chris Arviso. Being able to know where his tight ends are, trust his tight ends, find his tight ends, that's key for a young quarterback like Arviso.
Last 2 games, the Raven tight ends, Cam Paul, Breck Long, have combined for 11 catches for 192 and 4 touchdowns. Pretty good output out of that position group for sure. Matt, the Blue Dragons, I should say, are on a 19-game winning streak against Jayhawk Conference opponents in the regular season. Last team to beat them was the Coffeyville Community College Red Ravens back in 2021 in Veterans Memorial Stadium. What do the Ravens need to do today for history to repeat itself in 2024?
Well, unlike you, Shay, I was here back in 2021 calling that game. I remember it very, like it was yesterday, very vividly. 17-10, great victory, a defensive matchup, a night game, week 1. And Coffeyville, Hutch was coming out defending national champions during the COVID year just a few months prior because it was a spring played season. But Coffeyville, a completely different coaching staff, completely different team, but the same history from these 2 programs. And I think the opportunity is there for the Red Ravens to repeat what that team did all those years ago.
We're in store for a fun one this afternoon. It's homecoming weekend. The Red Ravens take on the number 1 team in the nation. Let's step away for 2 minutes. It's our Imperial Vending Red Raven pregame show. When we come back, Coach Nick Dobler and linebacker Marquise Lane-Owens, the reigning Jayhawk defensive player of the week. They'll join the show as we get ready for kickoff in about 24 minutes. We'll be back in 2 minutes with Coach Dobler and Marquise here on US 98 and the Red Raven Sports Network. country music to the Spencer Rounds Theater as the Humanities Performance Series continues at CCC.
Chevrolet Summer Drive event is in progress at Roman Chevrolet in Independence. Get a 2024 Chevy Silverado 1500 Crew Cab and get $57.50 back in rebates. That is 10% off MSRP. Roman Chevrolet has a huge selection of pre-owned vehicles. Shop the #1 Chevy dealership in Southeast Kansas, Roman Chevrolet 2313 West Main in Independence, or visit us online at romanchevrolet.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
It's the Red Raven pregame show brought to you by our friends at Imperial Vending. I'm Shane Neal. We're getting ready for this matchup between the Blue Dragons and the Red Ravens. Earlier this week, we caught up with Coach Nick Dobler on our Red Raven Coaches Show, as well as hearing from the reigning Jayhawk Conference Defensive Player of the Week, Marquise Lane Owens. Here's our conversation with Coach Dobler and Marquise as we get ready for kickoff. Back here, Red Raven Coaches Show, as we get ready to put a bow on this one here tonight. I'm Shane Neal. We're joined again by Coach Nick Dobler of the Red Ravens and now the reigning Jayhawk Conference Defensive Player of the Week, Marquise Lane Owens. Marquise, first of all, congratulations. Pretty cool. Obviously, second straight week, the Ravens have brought home the hardware for Offensive and Defensive Player of the Week, putting the Ville on the map. That's pretty awesome.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Well, guys, we, of course, have a big-time matchup, homecoming weekend with the Hutchinson Blue Dragons. Before we start diving into Hutch, it is also a Hall of Fame induction weekend. Some Raven legends going into Hall of Fame. Willie Fritz, who's now, of course, the head coach at Houston, and, of course, Jonathan Joseph. As a Bengals fan coach, I can appreciate Jonathan Joseph.
There you go.
7-year starter for the Cincinnati Bengals. Yeah. So what's it like from a coach perspective and from a player perspective just to see some guys that won Super Bowls, guys that went to Super Bowls, guys that were NFL starters for a decade go into Red Raven Hall of Fame this weekend? It really, I think, highlights, the legacy of Red Raven football.
Yeah, I've been fortunate enough to be a part the last 4 years or so, because every year it happens, and every year it's like, gosh, this guy, another guy that played here at Coffeyville, that played in the league or played in the NFL, a big-time guy, winning Super Bowls or coaching. Like, there's so many Coffeyville people that their first stop was here, and so it's awesome knowing that, as a coach. Now as a player, I don't know how that is for you guys.
I mean, as a player, I feel like I want to actually meet them and see what it takes to get from Coffeyville and how it is and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, I think you could take, a 5-minute conversation with a guy like Jonathan Joseph. Yeah, I think you could learn a ton. Yeah. But, of course, Hutchinson coming up on Saturday, and I'm glad we got a defender here because the Hutchinson offense, among one of the best in the nation, there's no hiding it. And it starts, something I mentioned before the show is Hutchinson, I don't think the Blue Dragons hide who they are. They come out, they run the football, they have a strong offensive line, great running back, a mobile quarterback, and they just think they can do it at a high level no matter who they play. So, being a linebacker on this team, Marquise, they're going to be running the football. What are you and the other linebackers doing to prepare for not just Samari Collier but also Wayman Jordan?
We're preparing this week to stop the run, basically. We're watching a lot of film, see how everything is and stuff like that.
And, Coach, I know, something that we talked about last week for Iowa Central, and again, you talked about it with the Tritons. They've had a lot of success on special teams this year. Hutchinson, another team that has a very good special teams unit. They have the special teams player of the week. He brought back a punt return for a touchdown. The Blue Dragons had 2 punt return touchdowns in the game against Coffeyville last year. So we talk about it as a key to any football game, but especially this weekend, making sure that special teams plays don't decide the football game.
Yes, that's always the goal on special teams is, obviously limit, don't be a difference in the game, but if we are, we're going to be a difference to win the game, not hurt ourselves. That's always been the focus week after week. Yes, they got a really good returner. He was player of the week. We know that. We got to lock in on him. They had another good one last year, too, that we didn't do as good, but we got to lock in. We're honing in on their key players, just like everybody does. Every week we got to hone in on their good football players, see what they're good at, try to limit it. I know you sit there and we talk about them running the football. They still drop back and throw. They can still throw the football. You can't sleep on it in the past. They do a good job. Now, is it flashy and them just winging it around around, like a pro style? No, but they're still good at what they do.
Well, and I think they're one of the best teams in the nation at almost lulling defenses to sleep with how much they run the football. Yeah. And then when they throw the football, they try to take it over the top. They try to beat you deep. They have Benson Prosper. They have Derek Salley, who has 4 touchdowns on 7 catches this year. So it's not a team that's going to dump on many 4-yard flat routes. It's going to be a team that runs the ball 3, 4, 5 times in a row, and then they're going to try to hit you for a 30-yard bomb.
Yep.
So, we talk about a guy that something that's rare in JUCO football is seeing the same quarterback 2 years in a row. And you saw Samari Collier last year as a freshman, had a long rushing touchdown early in the game, but ended up, I think, containing him in the passing game. He is a weapon because he can do both at such a high level, but what have you seen from Samari now in his sophomore season and from that matchup last year that's going to help this defense keep him in the pocket and keep him contained?
I mean, yeah, that's the toughest part he's a mobile quarterback. That's the thing, is he can run. Yeah, he can throw. They do quarterback design run, but also when they drop back pass and him say, hey, it's not there, let me take off and run, that's when he's really most dangerous. So again, we got to key on him, and but they do a good job. I mean, they're very versatile at what they do. They don't let you just really hone in on everything. So you got to be able to just when you have a chance to make a tackle, I mean, he's big. That's one thing I know from last year. I'm like, oh, yeah, this is a big guy right here. He can run, so got to be prepared for it.
And he's got a lot of high-level football experience. Played at DeSoto High School in DeSoto, Texas. Obviously, I believe they were number 2 in the state when he was playing there. So
number 1 and number 2 in the nation both have high veteran quarterbacks.
That's right.
That have gone on Division I, and
seems to be a theme with some of the top teams in the nation. Right?
Yeah, you got an older guy that's 3 or 4 years that can play football and know what he's doing at quarterback. You're going to be pretty successful.
Absolutely,
just experience.
Well, Coach talked about it earlier, Marquise, but you came into camp as a slot corner, as a kind of that nickel role, and they moved you outside linebacker. And a couple weeks ago, Lonnie Burt went down with that injury, and you really got that a majority of the snaps, playing time. And you've really, I felt like stepped in and played that role at a very high level, averaging 9 tackles a game in Jayhawk Conference play, a couple sacks, a couple pass breakups. What went into that when you made that adjustment? What were some of the things that you had to change, if anything, to become more of a will linebacker versus a slot corner?
I really didn't have to change a lot because I can play anywhere. It's just certain type of things I had to do a little bit just for me prepare myself as a real linebacker now. And I really give thanks to my coaches because they actually coach me through the stuff that I gotta do and I actually do it. So.
And you mentioned the coaches, and I'm glad you did because, of course, first-year defensive coordinator Kosai Eldridge played at Texas Tech, and then, of course, you have Coach Dobler, who had a successful career as a defensive player as well, and now a defensive coach. What's it like, learning from those guys every day? And, guys that aren't just, guys that scream at players. They're guys that went out and they did it on the football field. And I think that goes a long way with the players when that they did it in their career, and I think that can go a long way.
From Coach Eldridge, he's kind of not young, but he understands where we coming from. So I understand him a lot and stuff like that. So he helped me a lot. Coach Dobler helped me a lot, definitely too. When I don't understand something, I got questions, I ask him, and he just give me the right answer every time. That's
great stuff. And, Coach, unfortunately, maybe next year we're going to have to make this a 60-minute show. I'm telling you.
We'd have move. Yeah. We got a game plan. We got to go back and
absolutely.
Watch practice, get some corrections.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah.
But, Coach, last thing I have for you, and again, appreciate your guys' time tonight. As we do each and every week to end the Coach's show, there's going to need to be everybody, all 22 guys out there on the field every single play executing to beat Hutchinson on Saturday. But you can narrow it down to 3 or 4 things that you really need to see your team do to beat the Blue Dragons. What are some of those things that you really want to see?
You really hit it on the nail at the beginning. It's going to take everybody. All 3 phases, everybody that steps on the field. There's no weaknesses. They got great players, great staff. They've been coaching. This is, an elite team, elite program. They've been doing it. That Coach Dowse has done a tremendous job there. So everybody's going to be on point. This is one of those we got to show up and play like we deserve to play against a team that's number 1. I know we're still trying to not really figure out who we are. We're still trying to, gain some respect and play against elite. But, this is a good team. They've proven. They've earned everything they have. Now we got to go out and earn it if we want to, create an upset. We got to go out and, go earn it ourselves if we want to.
They've only lost 5 of them.
Great stuff from Coach Dobler as well as Marquise Lane Owens here on the Imperial Vending Red Raven pregame show. We're getting ready for kickoff in about 13 minutes. Let's take a quick 60-second timeout. When we come back, we'll be joined by linebacker Jack Lanning and running back DeAndre Kelly as we get ready for kickoff. DeAndre and Jack join us in 60 seconds here on US 98 and the Red Raven Sports Network.
Make your home more comforting with styles, brands, and colors. New furniture always brightens a home. We have a great selection of furniture, including sofa sets, recliners, and mattresses. Economy to premium, in stock and ready to brighten your home. Shop now at your local Derailed Commodity Flooring and Furniture, Brazelton and Independence, Kansas, and Joplin and Butler, Missouri.
This is Meat Mountain, and up there on the summit awaits the all-new Filet-O-Lay Steak Bowl from Taco Mayo. A heaping bowl filled with Mexican favorites and literally erupting with filet mignon. The Filet-O-Lay Steak Bowl can be yours if you make it past Chuck's Steak Canyon and the deadly sirloin abyss. Filet mignon beckons, my friend, on the meaty, mighty pinnacle of beefdom. The Filet-O-Lay Steak Bowl from Taco Mayo. Welcome to Meat Mountain.
Red Raven Coaches Show continues here on US 98 and the Red Raven Sports Network, presented by our friends at Imperial Vending. We are just a few moments away from kickoff between Hutchinson and Coffeyville. Earlier this week on the Red Raven Coaches Show, we caught up with a couple members of the team, safety linebacker Jack Lanning and running back DeAndre Kelly. Here's what they had to say as we get ready for this big-time showdown with the Blue Dragons. So let's start with you, Jack. Obviously, a big driving point for this team this year has been the defense, and it's been something that's been very impressive to me. Is we talk about it with your position and other guys on this team. Marquise, who's going to join us at the end of the show, as well as Jaden Shepard, as well as some other guys that can play outside edge rusher, inside D tackle. I mean, just a lot of versatility on this defense, and it makes everyone's job easier. If there's an injury or if there's a different package or a way that an opponent's lining up, you have guys that can move around and still make plays at different spots, maybe spots that they're not accustomed to playing, but it's still at the end of the day, it seems like you guys can go out there and just say it's football.
Yeah.
So what goes into that where you play a little safety, you play a little bit of linebacker when you come down in certain packages? How do you have to keep yourself prepared for both?
Well, in practice, I practice both every day, so I'm usually pretty prepared. I talk to the coaches and make sure that I'm good on my job assignments. And I also played both in high school, so I got kind of experience with how to roll from one to the other in kind of the snap of a finger. But, I just try to stay prepared, watch film, study the playbook, and make sure that I know both my jobs.
Absolutely. And, I'm by no means this is me bad-mouthing small-town Kansas football, because I know there's a ton of 8-man schools, 6-man schools, 1A schools that are among the best in the state. But you do come from a 1A school, a small high school. So what's it been like, going from playing 1A schools in Kansas, just north of Wichita, to trying to tackle a guy like DeAndre Kelly in practice every day?
Yeah, it was a big wake-up call. I actually remember in fall camp I met him in the hole and he ran me over, but it's
welcome
different.
To college football moment.
It's different, but you get used to it, and physically it's sometimes easier because I'm not playing both ways. I'm not as tired, but there's some big boys in the trenches and stuff, so it's definitely different.
No doubt about it. And you talk about, you play a little bit in the secondary, you play a little bit with the front seven, but guys in both of those position groups that you can really take a lot from. Guy that's here tonight, Marquise Lane Owens, that was with the program last year, but guys like KJ Johnson, guys like Jaden Shepard, Buru Kasabu, Kyler Christmas. What is it like working with those guys? Not just their talent on the football field. Of course, we know what they can do on the football field, but just the leaders that they are, the culture that they've set, and just the standard that they have for this football team.
Well, I've been here, and they've been really nice with welcoming me in, as a freshman coming out of high school. Jaden, Baruch, Christmas, all of them, KJ, Keith, they all have kind of helped me when, maybe my number was called and stepping up to the task. But, they've been very helpful with helping me kind of fit into this defensive scheme.
No doubt about it. And we'll shift focus now to DeAndre Kelly, running back here with us tonight. And DeAndre, obviously you're in a very talented position group room, and I wouldn't dare say the best position group room on this team, because I think there's an argument for a lot of different groups. But Steven Robinson, Tavion Williams, Williams. I mean, we even saw a little bit of McKentis Adams on Saturday. We, of course, have seen so much of Trey Jones this year from his freshman year to his sophomore year. Now he's among one of the best running backs in the league. But going to work with those guys every day, what's it like, friendly competition at the end of the day? Because I know you want as many snaps as you can get, and you're going up against 3, 4, 5 other really good running backs competing for snaps.
It's exciting. We get along real well, as like just helping each other out and stuff like that. We really just set each other at a high standard, you know what I'm saying? So, it's fun, but it is kind of deep. So, I don't know. We just help each other every day.
Absolutely, and I mean, I feel like it's the kind of group where Trey was like this last year with Amiri Wiggins and Azaria Smith, but you, Steven, Tavion, McKentis, I think it's a group that really embraces that. Be ready when your name is called. Be ready when your number is called. Because I mean, this past week against Iowa Central, you had 15, 16 carries, which is probably 3, 4 more than you've gotten in any game this year, and averaged 5 yards a pop. So clearly, you were ready when your number is called, and I think this whole running back room really embraces that. When coach needs me to go out there, I'm ready.
Absolutely.
So talk about you spent some time grew up in Tennessee, and you spent some time at Tennessee Martin. What's something that you maybe took away from that time at UT Martin that has really helped you become a better football player here at Coffeyville?
Really just details. At the D1 level, everything's really just mainly about details. They kind of helped me out with that. So kind of when I came JUCO, it kind of was easier, to pick up on stuff, how they do it, but they really prepared me because, like I said, at the D1 level, you can't play. Everything's really about details. So I can say that really helped me.
Absolutely, and
carried with me.
Yeah. Well, we'll switch. We'll kind of flip the switch. We talked about how Jack has to go and tackle you and Trey and Breck every single day in practice. What's it like, where you maybe see a hole on a certain play, and all of a sudden that hole's closed up by KJ Johnson or Jaden Shepard or Kyler Christmas? I mean, has to make you. I mean, you really get a great opportunity to be tested every day in practice by some of the best defenders in this league.
Right. When I see them guys, I just try my best to make them miss. They physical and. They're very talented. We got a lot of dogs on defense, so it's just like I just got to get what I can get. When I see them guys, they're just a different breed.
We talked about it with when we had some O-linemen. We had Devin Waller on the show. We had Walker on the show as well, left tackle. But we talked about that with them, and then Fred Giles and Elijah Brown on defense, where every single day those guys in the trenches are bringing out the best in each other. And I'm sure speaking as a guy that plays that comes downhill to try and hit a running back, and a guy that tries to swerve out the guy that's coming downhill, you guys can say that obviously you guys test each other every single day and bring out the best in each other.
Right.
So obviously Hutchinson coming up on Saturday, and the Blue Dragons, of course, have that number 1 next to their name. It's pretty hard to miss, but this is I feel like a game where a couple weeks ago I think we were still kind of wondering what this team would look like heading into this week and heading into this game. What's the confidence level like? And I'd love to hear from both of you on this, but what is the feeling inside the locker room right now? What is the feeling amongst the guys on the team right now as you head into Saturday? Because I really feel like, from an outsider's perspective, this team has a lot of confidence going into this game.
Yeah, I feel like there's nothing different than any other team. That number 1 seed don't mean nothing to us. We still hungry. We still want to go out there and win the game. So I feel like me and the guys, we ready to take on Hutch.
Absolutely. Jack, obviously we know the Hutchinson offense, one of the best in the nation, but you faced Garden City's offense. You faced Cisco's offense, who's nationally ranked. You faced some teams that have good offenses. So what's the defense's mentality as you head into Saturday?
I think there's a whole team mentality, but on the defensive side, we really preach just focus on ourselves. Don't really get caught up in the hype of their number 1 or they got a good running back. Just play our game and do the little stuff right, and the rest will take care of itself. Just focus on what you can control and play your best and see what happens at the end of the game.
Great stuff. Jack Lanning, DeAndre Kelly, good enough to join us tonight here on the Red Raven Coaches Show. Appreciate you guys for being here. Best of luck on Saturday.
Appreciate you.
Great stuff from DeAndre Kelly and Jack Lanning as we get ready here for kickoff just a few moments away. And Matt, it's time to do our keys to the game. I have 3 of them here this afternoon. Number 1, play clean football. It's hard enough to beat the Hutchinson Blue Dragons any given week. Can't commit stupid penalties. You can't have sloppy turnovers. Got to play some clean football today to get a win.
Yeah, we talked about it all throughout this week, as we prepared for this game. You have to play, every team has to play as close to perfect as possible.
Number 2, the control the line of scrimmage, Matt. The Ravens have had some inconsistencies getting to the quarterback this year on defense. And, of course, Hutchinson has one of the best run defenses in the nation. Ravens going to have to run the football well today and get pressure in the backfield to beat the Dragons.
Yeah, I mean, you got to wreak havoc on Collier, make him uncomfortable in the pocket. We've looked this season. He's very susceptible to turning the ball over, making mistakes, unlike last year where he was very protective of the football. This year has not been that case. So if you can make something happen, and I think that leads into your next point.
Number 3 is find a turnover, Matt. You're absolutely right. This Hutchinson offense and this Hutchinson team as a whole, too good to try and beat when they don't make a mistake. Jaden Shepard, Kamari Johnson, Kyler Christmas, Jack Lanning, Fred Giles, a lot of these experienced guys on this roster, Booer Kasabu. Somebody's got to find a way to find the football today.
Yeah, absolutely. We were just talking about it during the interviews off the air. 11 fumbles this year, only lost 5 of them. So if you do force the ball out, you've got to recover it.
No doubt about it. Ravens and Dragons coming up just around the corner, Matt. Before we get ready for kickoff, do you have any final points that the Ravens need to do to get a win here this afternoon?
You just got to go out and execute. This needs to be the best game that you've ever played if you're anyone on the Red Ravens. You cannot make mental lapses, no silly penalties, no drive killers or drive extenders. You have to play the best game because Hutchinson will play their best game, and they may not need to just because they are that good top to bottom.
Ravens are on a roll with 2 consecutive wins, but a lot on the line this afternoon. Chris Arviso, unbeaten as a starting quarterback, faces the number 1 team in the nation, Raven defense, going up against one of the nation's top offenses. It's Dobler. It's Dobler versus Dallas, and it's coming up next. Ravens, Blue Dragons. Kickoff in 60 seconds on US 98 and the Red Raven Sports Network.
To the main event. A big hole goes for a touchdown. Touchdown, Ravens. Dives in. Touchdown, Coffeyville.
It's a new era of Red Raven football. This is Coffeyville Community College Red Raven football on US 98. Red Raven football, brought to you by Coffeyville Community College, Solutions North Bank, Coffeyville Regional Medical Center, Perky's Used Cars, Taco Mayo, Medical Lodge, D-Rail Commodity, and Roman Chevrolet.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Kickoff just around the corner. Both teams heading out onto the field. Ravens will get the football first as we see Brandon Hayward, Jaleel Bose trot out there. Matt, a great opportunity to set the tempo. Ravens will get the football first. The Hutchinson defense had a very successful season, especially in stopping the run. Ravens will get a chance to get the football and deliver the first punch here today.
Yeah, outside of the Iowa Western and Iowa Central games, they've held opponents to 10 or less points. That was week 2 and week 3, 38-37 win over Iowa Western and a 33-30 win over Iowa Central in overtime. So Coffeyville has an opportunity. If they can get some points on the board, they can, make a statement, make the offense play a game they may not want to play with Hutch. And when you look at the Blue Dragons under Dallas, he is undefeated when they score over 35 points and when they lead at halftime.
Well, the opening kickoff is ready to roll. We are underway. This one heading towards Jaleel Bost and taken at the goal line. Bost will run it out across the 10, and pressure comes at about the 12, where he's met at about the 13-yard line. And it'll be tough field position for the Ravens. Here comes Chris Arviso in that Raven offense.
That might be one you probably just let bounce and take it at the 25. But it will be 1st and 10 at about the 14-yard line. Looked like a secondary might have some room to run, but they closed pretty quickly on the kick return team.
A lot of athletes on this Hutch team. They're going to close holes pretty quickly all day long. Arviso out there, and the running back here on this opening play is McKentis Adams, who we saw quite a bit in the second half against Central, the redshirt freshman out of Topeka. Ravens in the shotgun. Adams to the right. 4 wide receivers on the play. This will be an inside zone to Adams. Good hole on the first play of the game. And an 11-yard pop. First down, Ravens.
That's exactly what you want to see. A nice little 11-yard gain. Pick up a first down and move the chains on the first play of the game.
Steven Robinson was a game-time decision here today, and it's Adams that we see out of the gates here. Arviso hurries up, now pulls down this time, and looking on the out route, that's Ty Durham. Across the 30 up to about the 31-yard line. It'll be a nice gain of about 6 yards on first down.
Nice little hitch route there by Durham, wide open, and Arviso just found him for the quick 6-yard pickup.
First 2 plays of the game for the Ravens, they've gotten 17 yards. And now at the 31-yard line of the Blue Dragons. Arviso, man in motion, Breck Long. And a delayed handoff. This is Adams again, up to about the 35, and he should have a first down with that spot.
He's close. Looks like they are going to give it to him. 1st and 10, nice little 5-yard run to pick up the first down. And so far, I've liked the holes that the offensive line has created running the football.
No doubt about it. Raven offensive line looking strong here on the first 3 snaps of the game. Now a shotgun snap with Chris Arviso standing at the 30-yard line, and we will have some pre-snap motion. As soon as you compliment him, Matt, we got a little bit of pre-snap movement. False start against the Ravens. That'll be against 75, and that's Casey Jean-Baptiste, who a lot of big linemen on this team, Matt. He's the biggest, 6'5", 355.
Well, Coffeyville was going with an up-tempo, fast-paced kind of offense to start this game, and I think just with all the adrenaline going, that lineman was just a little too excited to get that play running.
1st and 15, Arviso takes the snap. Another handoff, this time the Dragons on it.
And they may have recovered a fumble.
They may have recovered a fumble.
And they did.
And that's going to be a turnover for the Ravens. Coming out of the pack with the football is Marshawn Oxley, the sophomore out of Inglewood, California. And the Ravens, after a promising start, put the football on the ground, and that's what we talked about in the pregame, Matt. Hutchinson, good enough. You can't give them free opportunities, and now they're going to start at the Raven 30.
Yeah, their first drive of the game going to start inside the Coffeyville 30-yard line, and they'll have a chance to get points quickly. A promising start to a drive, and it ended as quickly as it started.
So here comes one of the best quarterbacks in the nation, sophomore Samari Collier out of DeSoto, Texas. He's in the shotgun, takes the snap, handoff to their star running back, and he's going to be spun down and lose about 4 yards. Nowhere to go there for Wayman Jordan Jr., who averages about 8 yards a carry this year, Matt. But that first one, there were about 5 Ravens in the backfield.
This is strength on strength. Hutch loves to run the football, and they've got a great running back that can make some plays. But this Coffeyville defense, their strong point is stopping the run.
So 2nd down and 15 coming up for the Blue Dragons after a great play by the Raven defense. Collier in the shotgun, takes the snap, and he'll keep it this time. Pitch outside, and again, Jordan going nowhere. Jaden Shepard in the backfield. And the star Hutch running back's gotten the ball twice and has lost 8 yards on his first 2 carries of the day.
Well, another case here where offense makes a mistake, but the defense there to pick them up. It's been a strong point for this Coffeyville team. It's been a strong point for Coffeyville for a while. That's how they beat them the first time around. Back in 2021, it was the defensive play, and now here on 3rd and long, you can't give up something big here.
3rd and 19, 5 wide for the Dragons. Samari Collier alone in the backfield. Ravens show pressure. And it will be a bluff blitz. Collier back to throw. Pressure comes off the edge. Collier steps up, looking on the run. That's going to be pulled in, and he's into the end zone. Ball came out. He lost it going into the end zone. That's a fumble. They call it on the field. That was knocked out by L.J. Hall, Matt. And I think the Ravens have it. We might have to look at this one to see where he was at.
That ball's out before he crosses the plane.
Big time hit from L.J. Hall. Our officials commenting it's Raven football. So Coffeyville got the ball to start, moved the football, but fumbled it away, and then the Hutch Dragons get the football, lose 9 yards on 2 running plays. Collier makes a beautiful throw on 3rd down, and the Ravens force a fumble right on the goal line.
Yeah, that ball is out. What a play.
L.J. Hall forced the fumble. Lawrence Brown was the one who recovered it.
They're gonna go to the review, as they should.
Oh, yeah, that's a huge play. That's Matt. Was that number 2 that caught it for Hutch? That's Trey Brown. What a massive play for the Raven defense if it stands, and I don't see any reason why it wouldn't.
That is going to be hard to overturn. And just a breakdown that turns into you're rewarded there, because I talked, you can't let the big play. And they give up the big play, but then they might have forced the fumble.
And we should have talked about this in the pregame, Matt. Both of these teams have great offenses. Hutch averages over 50 points a game. Ravens average 30. But these two teams, the way they play football, the coaches that are in place, it wouldn't surprise me one bit if we have exactly what we've had in the first 3 minutes, a gritty, physical, defensive fight.
Absolutely. I mean, both these teams, fantastic offenses, but even better defenses. And I wonder if they're going to look to see if he made what is one of the football fans' football moves.
It felt like he took like 3-4 steps.
Yeah. I think it's a fumble, but it may be looking to see if this was a football move. Did he break the plane? I think that ball is coming out.
I think that's a catch and a fumble. I would be stunned.
Because all he has to do is just break it just enough.
I will say, while we wait for them to wrap up this review, that's exactly what Samari Collier can do. Extend plays, get away from the pressure, and make a throw on the run like that. Ravens are going to have to try and keep that in check as this game goes on.
If you're a corner, you're going to have to cover the whole time.
Confirmed. Catch, fumble, Raven football. And each team has turned the ball over on their first possession of the day.
And they use the word confirmed, which means that
no doubt
about it.
So again, one more time, giving credit where it's due. L.J. Hall forced the fumble. Lawrence Brown recovered it, and the Ravens get a stop.
So 2 fumbles by both teams on their first drives.
First down, Ravens at the 20. Arviso in the shotgun. We have a Hutch DB that's guarding nobody in the slot. Looks like he may be coming in on kind of a bluff blitz kind of thing. Arviso now switches the running back to his left. Snap and a handoff, and not a whole lot there. It'll be a gain of about 2 yards. That's McKentis Adams again. So Adams was the one who was in on the first drive. He was also the one who fumbled. But he's gotten more and more playing time these last 6 quarters or so, Matt. And it seems like Dobler and Ortiz really like what he brings to the field.
Well, obviously some trust put into Adams after he fumbled to keep him in.
Second down and 8 here for Coffeyville. Arviso back to throw, looking for Breck Long. Incomplete. There's a little in route there, covered nicely there by the Blue Dragons. In coverage on the play, number 21, Colin Collier. No relation to the quarterback, Samari.
Big 3rd and 8 coming up here for Coffeyville.
Well, and something Chris Arviso, I think we'll see how, disciplined he is. Don't force anything this early in the football game either. You don't want to commit a silly turnover. Looking on the route to Ty Durham there, that ball might have been deflected at the line of scrimmage. Looked like it was kind of a wobbler there from Arviso, but 3 and out go the Ravens, and we'll send out Brady Braun for the first time today.
Well covered, too, and had he caught that, it would have taken at least a broken tackle to get to the first down.
Both of these, we talked about it, Matt. Both of these defenses are legit.
Number 47,
We've seen
Brady Braun.
Ron do some great things, flipping field position when it's come to punting this season.
Reigning Special Teams Player of the Week, Cordell Gouldsby back there, the freshman out of Tulsa. Returned to punt for a touchdown last week against Independence. He has some serious speed. And I think Coach Dobler knows that he's sending out Jeff Perez here as a gunner. The timeout taken by the Ravens. Nick Dobler will spend his first timeout. We'll take it with him. Let's step away for 30 seconds. We'll be right back. Ravens will punt on the other side of the break.
You'll pay less when you come by and see me, Al Perkey, at Perkey's Used Cars. We're a mile and a half west of the Woodshed on State Line Road, Perkey'sUsedCars.com.
You'll find a great selection like a 2014 GMC Terrain SUV, just $89.95, or a 2010 F-150, only $78.95. See the full inventory now at Perkey'sUsedCars.com.
11:41 to go. First quarter. Ravens with a 4th and 8 coming up here. And they will be ready to punt it away. I'm Shane Neal, Matt Jordan alongside with me here on US 98, the Red Raven Sports Network as well. We appreciate you hanging out with us on this Saturday afternoon. Ravens on a 2-game winning streak, up to number 12 in the nation, but this is their toughest test of the season. Hutch showing a lot of pressure here on this punt. Braun will get it off, and they collide with Brady. And they're going to say that Hutch tipped that. It's going to bounce into Hutch territory, and Brady Braun took a shot.
If they tipped it, then that's just extra impressive on Brady Braun's leg strength, because that ball sailed even if it was tipped.
And I think it's extra impressive on Brady Braun's toughness. He got drilled, and he's getting up and off the field without any help. What do you see there on the replay, Matt?
Man, I can't tell.
First down here for the Blue Dragons. Collier in the shotgun, rolling to his right. Pressure from the Ravens. Collier across the 45, breaks a tackle, and he's into Raven territory. Gain of about 6 yards for the sophomore quarterback.
Number 1, Samari Collier with the run. He gets to the
That's some serious toughness from Brady Braun. 2nd and 5 here for the Blue Dragons.
I don't think he was tipped.
Dragons at the Raven 48-yard line. Collier pulls it down, now looking to scramble, and the Ravens will get home. A sack for Coffeyville. That was DJ Jackson that brought the pressure.
Collier sacked on the play.
A little bit of help from Fred Giles. Ravens get their first sack of the day.
That's big. Forces third and more medium as opposed to a third and short.
3rd and 7 for the Blue Dragons, just inside Coffeyville territory at the 49-yard line. Collier in the shotgun. Raven defenses look sharp so far, but Hutch converted their first 3rd down, fumbled after the catch.
You would love to force a 3-and-out after your own 3-and-out.
Collier, shotgun snap. Looking right, looking on an out route. That is going to be pulled in by Prosper. He's short of the first down. Flag in the backfield.
Pass is good to number 7.
And Ravens motioning like it's going to back up the Dragons.
Might be holding.
That was Ben Prosper, the former Highland Star receiver, who made the catch. Right now, as it stands, it's 4th and 2. But it'll be an offsides against the Ravens. It'll be on Fred Giles for lining up in the neutral zone.
So it makes it 3rd and 2 as opposed to 3rd and 7.
So a second chance here for Hutch. And Hutch was almost playing that 3rd down like they were going to go for it on 4th down. So 3rd down and about 1.5 yards here for the Dragons. Collier in the shotgun. Gets the snap. Hand off to Jordan. Jordan trying to bounce outside. He's going to get the edge. Flag in the backfield. Jordan's inside the 30, but that one's in the vicinity of a holding call.
Yep, it is. I think this is coming back.
Goes out of bounds, but there's a flag on the play.
And that's just what makes Wayman Jordan so good, Matt. His first 2 carries of the day, -9 yards. Ravens were in the backfield immediately. The patience he showed on that run to bounce it outside, get beyond the tackles. It won't count, but you see the talent with Wayman Jordan.
Well, not to mention, but the speed just to have the ability to get to the outside.
So it'll be 3rd and 12 for Hutch. Back on their own side of the field at the 46-yard line. We're 5 minutes into this football game. It has been an eventful 5 minutes so far at the Vet. Homecoming for Coffeyville, trying to take down the number 1 team in the nation. 3rd and 12 for the Blue Dragons. Collier 5 wide, empty backfield. Ravens show pressure off the edge with Lane Owens.
The 3rd and long can't give up a big play.
Collier back to throw, stepping up, trying to evade left, and run down by KJ Johnson. He throws it away. KJ brought the pressure. Collier tried to extend the play, and you see the veteran play there of a sophomore linebacker not allowing him to get any time.
Good job by the defenders to stick with the wide receivers while he tried to create and make something happen, and then closing out, forcing the throw out of bounds.
And I think that's a big difference from last year to this year, Matt, is last year a lot of talent in the linebacker room, but a lot of freshmen that didn't have college football experience. Now you have guys like Lane Owens, who's a redshirt, KJ, who played last year. They know the tendencies of some of these mobile quarterbacks. This one punted away by the Dragons. Durham will catch it at about the 13, break a tackle. Ty Durham out across the 25 and across the 30. Durham out to about the 33 where he's wrapped up. They're going to give it a pretty generous spot out across the 35-yard line.
Yeah, I think he was slung past the 35-yard line. But good return. Catches it in some traffic, does a little stutter step to slow up the defender, and then the athleticism to pick up some more yards.
We're really going to see the talent and toughness of Chris Arvizo on display today, Matt. This is probably the toughest defense he's going to go up against all year. We'll see how he can stand in the pocket and make plays as we go along in this one. A flag early on this one. It's McKentis Adams forward to about the 40. Might be an offsides against the Dragons.
It's either a legal formation or offsides.
By number 35, McKentis Adams up the middle for a couple yards.
Good to see Jaleel Boast out there again. Missed the game against Iowa Central. Back out there for the Ravens today. Of course, had a great catch against Highland.
Defense.
And this is an offsides against Hutchinson.
Still first down.
So they'll take the penalty.
So
make
second
it
and 5 becomes first and 5. That's right.
He'll take that. Extra down, same yardage.
Hey, man, against this defense, he'll take 5 free yards wherever it comes. 9.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. First and 5 for the Ravens at the 30, or the 41, excuse me. Arvizo, low snap, and that ball is out. It's recovered by Hutch, and running back the other way. Can he outrun Breck Long? He cannot. He spun down at about the 2. But a miscommunication on the snap and running it all the way back to about the 2-yard line is the freshman DeMarcus Johnson. Second fumble already for the Ravens in the opening quarter.
And those are just things you cannot have happen if you're Coffeyville, if you're going to beat the #1 team in the nation. And Breck Long, at least for the moment, saves the touchdown.
So it'll be first and goal, Hutch at about the 1.5-yard line.
Arvizo just dropped the snap.
And the Blue Dragons have been gifted an opportunity to get the first points of the day here. So first and goal for Collier. It'll be Wayman Jordan to his right. Also a fullback out there. That's Tate Hoover. Collier. Handoff to Jordan. Excuse me, it's a keeper for Collier, and he finds the end zone. Samari Collier with the read option. He's into the end zone from 1 yard out. And Hutchinson strikes first here with 9:12 to go in the opening quarter. It is the 5th rushing touchdown of the season for the talented sophomore quarterback, Samari Collier.
That play fake was so good it fooled our cameraman.
No doubt it did. Usually a pretty good sign you sold the fake.
Yeah.
So out for the extra point here for the Dragons is Nestus Berger. On its way, and good. Ravens fumble a snap. Hutchinson runs it down to the 1 yard line. They punch it in one play later. 9:12 to go first quarter. Hutchinson 7, Ravens nothing. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on US 98 and the Red Ravens. It's now.
At-Home Care has the staff and resources to properly support you in the comfort and familiarity of your own home. Specializing in working with Medicaid patients, providing in-home support and care, Windsor Place At-Home Care is there for you. Find out more, visit windsorplace.net.
Hutchinson takes a 7-0 lead with 9:12 to go in the opening quarter on a Samari Collier 1 yard run.
We have Jaleel Boast and Brandon Hayward ready to receive the kick.
Ravens will get the football back after this. Matt, already 2 fumbles in this first quarter for Coffeyville. We talked about it in the pregame. Hutchinson good enough to beat you without making mistakes, and the Ravens have made 2 mistakes early.
You can't give them free gifts because like you said, they're good enough to beat you without the gifts. You give them the gifts, and this game's going to get out of control quickly.
So Ravens find themselves down
7-0. Out of bounds for a touchback. Coffeyville will take over at their own 25-yard line.
And
first down.
Here comes the Raven offense once again. See what they can. They've run the football reasonably well so far today, Matt. It's been those 2 fumbles and then a couple incomplete passes that have really stalled their 3 drives so far, but they've had the football 3 times, and twice Hutchinson's got the ball inside the Raven 30.
Yeah, you got to stop once, but it's going to be really hard to stop an offense this good on first and goal at the 1 on your first play of the drive.
on the first, the worst game of the year for the Hutch offense was 33 points. Arvizo in the shotgun. And a handoff. And breaking a tackle there, but spun down for a loss of about 2 yards on the play.
Ball carrier number 24, Charles Morgan.
That's Charles Morgan, freshman out of Manhattan.
Short loss on the play. That'll bring up 2nd and 13 for the
Ravens. Trying out some running backs that we haven't seen much of this year. I wonder if that speaks to the status of not just Steven Robinson, but also Trey Jones. And another bad snap. This one rolling all the way down to the goal line, and it's going to be a safety.
Oh, boy, this game
just completely flipped upside down.
It looked like it was going to be a great start, and then it just has turned on its head.
On the play.
Just some, I always said no mental errors and just some real mental mistakes.
And it has not been a pretty start for the combination of the center, Devin Waller, and the quarterback, Chris Arvizo.
That one never got off the ground. That just went right by Arvizo and never went right by his legs. Just never got off the ground.
And it almost seemed like for the second time, Matt, that Arvizo just wasn't ready for the snap. So it seems like there's some sort of desync between when the center's snapping it and when Arvizo's ready for the snap. So the Ravens now down 8-0. 9-0, excuse me, you're right. And they put a lot of pressure on this defense. Defense has looked strong when they've been out there today, but now down 2 scores. Almost need a stop here to get any sort of momentum back on your side.
Yeah, defense may have.
Credit to Hutchinson. This is what they do. They force teams to make mistakes. And, knowing the talent on the field, beside you, it's clearly, had the Ravens make some of these uncharacteristic errors. You got to find a way to shake that if you're Coffeyville. But this is what Hutch has done, not just this year, but for the last few years as well.
Yeah, they're one of the best teams in the country for a reason. They're won national championships for a reason. But you have to make them beat you. You cannot beat yourself. And so far, Coffeyville is beating themselves.
We've talked about the
number 26, Rowan McCarthy,
leg of Rowan McCarthy, and we will see how far he can boot it here, kicking from his own 20-yard line. And this one will end up at about the 24, where Hutchinson will call for a fair catch. That was on the catch number 20, Walter Samuel, the redshirt freshman out of Gonzales, Louisiana. That's where Samari Collier and the Dragons set up shop
the Hutchinson Blue Dragons
at the 30-yard line.
If you're Coffeyville, you want to force a 3 and out here, try to get the ball back with good, decent field position.
They'll take over at their own 25-yard line. First down.
So if you're Samari Collier, you've had a 1-yard touchdown run and you're getting the football up 9-0. It's been a pretty easy start for you.
Yeah, they haven't really needed to do too much.
First down on the 25-yard line. Now there's some confusion down on the field. Drew Dallas seeming to think that it should be at the 30, but I believe it's just the kickoff rules of putting it at the 25, right? 8:38 to go in this first quarter. 9-0 Blue Dragons. First down at their own 25. Collier in the shotgun. And up to Wayman Jordan looking for some space, and he's going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage. Combination of L.J. Hall as well as number 34, Winchell Philomar.
Short gain on the play. He is tackled by number 34, Winchell Philomar. That'll bring up 2nd and 10 for Hutchinson.
2nd and 10 coming up for the Blue Dragons. Raven defense, especially in the run defense, they've really looked sharp so far.
Yeah, it's been what they've been the best at this season. At one point, they were holding teams to negative yardage.
Collier back to throw here on 2nd and 10. Stepping up in the pocket, trying to buy time. He's dropped. DJ Jackson in there with a little bit of help from Jamani Johnson.
Number 1, Samari Collier.
Second sack of the quarter for the Raven defense.
Bring up 3rd down and 12
3rd
for
and
Hutchinson.
long. And you gotta, if you're Coffeyville, you cannot let something big get behind you. You gotta keep it in front of you.
Third down and 12 here for the Blue Dragons. Samari Collier. Ravens show pressure. Johnson coming off the blind side. Collier will step up, try to buy time, and he's met and dropped. A little bit of words after the play.
Run by number 1, Samari
That was
Collier.
Marquise Lane Owens, who's the reigning defensive player of the week in this conference, averaging 9 tackles a game in Jayhawk play. And right there, he stood tall and dragged down the big Samari Collier.
Yeah, got a big tackle, open field, and kept a short gain, bring up 4th and long, and now you just...
That's a big statement from the Raven defense.
Now a chance to get some decent starting field position here.
Tell you what, if you're the Raven offense, you're big thanking that defense right now because they're keeping you in it. It could be much worse than 9-0 with how the Raven mistakes have been so far today. Durham's going to let this one go, and this is going to take a Hutchinson bounce to about the 16-yard line.
Three flags came out.
2 were back where about the Durham was standing.
Flags on the play.
I think it was 12 men on the field for us.
So it'll be
fourth and still be 4th down. It'd just be 4th and 2. And I don't think it's in a spot on the field where you're going to go for it.
Well, especially with how they've struggled running the football so far.
12-minute formation, defense. 5-yard penalty will be tacked on to the end of the kick.
And it's just a 5-yard
after the kick. So still going to pin you. It's a great punt. It's going to pin you pretty deep in your own field position.
About at the 11-yard line is where it'll pin you.
About the, looks like 12 maybe.
So now if you're the Ravens, I mean, we're going back to basics here, Matt. You just got to snap the football.
Do you try
get a couple first downs?
Do you try a few plays under center?
We'll see what the... Hey, Raven defense has done a great job of stepping up here for this offense, but we'll see if the offense can pay them back by getting into scoring range and getting on the board here against this Hutch defense. Arviso in the shotgun, running back to his right. He's got 4 wide receivers on the field. And it's an RPO trying to hit Breck long. That is going to be a diving catch by Breck, only going to be about a 3-yard pickup. That was a long throw for Arviso.
I think they only gave him a yard.
Breck long. Gain of 2 on the play. 2nd down and 8 for Coffeyville.
That was a really long throw for Chris Arviso.
Left it a little short, too.
So Breck makes the catch, 2nd and 8 here for Coffeyville at the 14-yard line. 6 minutes to go in this opening quarter. 9-0 Blue Dragons. Arviso takes the snap. Handoff and fighting his way up to about the 17.
There was a hole, there was a lane, and it closed quickly.
That was Charles Morgan on the handoff, and
that'll be a gain of 2 on the play.
It'll be 3rd down and a long 5 for Coffeyville. Hutchinson calls timeout. They were trying to bring some mass subs in. And
the entire new defense.
Ravens were trying to catch him off guard, and Drew Dallas calls his first time out of the day. 9-0 Blue Dragons. Ravens have a big 3rd down coming up. We're back in 30 seconds.
Focus on ways to keep you and your family in good health, as well as care for them when they're not. Our family medicine and women's health physicians are accepting new patients. We have convenient office locations in Coffeyville and Independence with extended and Saturday hours in Coffeyville. If you need a physician or need to make an appointment, please call 620-688-6566. That's 620-688-6566.
Back here from Veterans Memorial Stadium, Ravens down 9-0 to Hutchinson. I'm Shea Neal, Matt Jordan alongside with me here on US 98, the Red Raven Sports Network. And Matt, we received word during the break, Trey Jones dealing with a shoulder injury and most likely will not see the field today.
That's tough. You're down your 2 top running backs. Big part of this offense is how they've been able to run the ball with those 2, and it's just going to be next man up. So far we've seen guy that got his first reps last week and a new guy that's out there right now, and we not sure if we'll even get to see DeAndre Kelly.
And a tough matchup for your getting your first reps of the year against this Hutchinson defense. 3rd down and a long 5 here for Coffeyville. Arviso takes the snap, back to throw, looking left. Arviso on the run, trying to get to the edge. Chris Arviso will have the first down. No flags in the backfield, and that'll move the chains for the Ravens.
Run by number 15, Chris Arvizo.
Job by Arvizo, staying patient, looking down the field. Great coverage by Hutch.
And a good job by the O-line. You see so many holding calls on a play like that. Good job by the O-line to stay disciplined.
Just keep it going.
First down Ravens at the 30-yard line now. 5.5 to go in this first quarter. Breck Long lines up in the slot. Anthony Winson out there as well. Clock begins to wind. Ravens with a fresh set of downs at the 30-yard line. Arvizo takes the snap. Back to throw. It's a delayed screen and nearly intercepted. That was big number 97, Jeffrey Manns, the freshman. Got his paws up on it, tipped it, and nearly had the third turnover of the first quarter for the Hutch defense.
Man, that was almost dangerous. Trying a little halfback screen, just couldn't get it over the defender. Good job by recognizing that by the defensive lineman there.
He's out of Lancaster, Texas, 6'2", 298. He plays next to the big man, Devin Lowe, who's 6'1", 325. So a lot of size down in the middle there for the Dragons. This one, a 2nd and 10 handoff, and that's going nowhere. It'll lose a yard or two. And this Hutch run defense, so tough. We saw Coffeyville run for 11 yards on the first play from scrimmage. That might be their longest run of the day.
Yeah, I really liked what the offensive line was doing for the run game early, but Hutch just closed things down and bring up 3rd and long. Coffeyville trying to pick this up, keep this drive alive.
3rd and 11, 4:55 to go in this first quarter. Arvizo in the shotgun. He's got 4 wide receivers on the field, a running back to his right. Arvizo back to throw. He's got some time, stepping up, taking a shot. There is a flag, looking for Boast. Knocked down, but it's going to be pass interference against the Dragons.
Most still just about got up and made a play.
I thought he was going to get it, Matt. He high-pointed that really well. That was honestly a heck of a play from the defensive back, Avian Rice, who kind of tipped it away from Boast at the last minute because that could have very easily been a 30, 40-yard pass play.
3 flags. One of these could be on Coffeyville. We may just have it replay it downs.
There was a 3rd flag that came in late.
One on the 41, one on the 50, and one on the 42. And the officials are looking this over. Could just be a holding call and a pass interference on the defense, both on the defense.
Pass interference. Defense, number 1. 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, it looks like what it is.
It is just pass interference.
That'll be on number
1. And that brings up a Red Raven.
At Tulsa. Jaleel Boast, they didn't have him out there against Iowa Central. Good to have him back out there. He's emerged as one of the better deep threats on this team. And like you said, Matt, drew the penalty, almost caught it anyway.
Free 15 yards, and that'll
keep the drive alive.
Yep.
You'll take it how you can get it.
You picked up the gift, kept the drive alive. Now you got to do something with it.
First down at the 44-yard line. It is a direct snap to Breck Long. Long out for about 4 yards to the 48. We saw that a couple times last year in Jeff Liker's offense. Breck Long lining up at quarterback and designed QB runs for the former QB at Sedan.
I was going to say, Breck played 8-man quarterback, was the 8-man All-Star Game MVP at quarterback, transitioned to tight end in college, and has shown that he's just a freak athlete.
Arvizo in the shotgun, 2nd and 6. Handoff to Morgan. Morgan trying to follow the blocks. He spun forward. It'll be about a 3.5-yard gain, and it'll set up 3rd and short on the Dragon side of the 50.
That's a good run. That's exactly what you want. About 3.5, 4 yards. If you do that every time, you're going to pick up a first down.
Clock down to now 3:50 to go in this opening quarter. 3rd and short for the Ravens, down 9-0 here against Hutchinson. 2 fumbles in this opening quarter has led to a touchdown and a safety for the Dragons.
Breck back there again.
3rd and 2. Snap to Long. Long trying to find blocks and stood up. Might have been lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage and a late shove, and Breck doesn't like it. Hutchinson with a late shove there on Breck Long, and Breck took some offense to that.
And two Hutch players, removed their teammate from the situation. That's good leadership. Remove their teammate from the situation quickly.
And that is a star on the Hutchinson defense. That's Marshawn Oxley, who recovered the first fumble of the game. He's one of their top players. You don't want him doing anything that gets him thrown out of this football game.
That'll bring up 4th down for Coffeeville.
So 4th down for the Ravens, and they'll send out Brady Braun trying to play the field position game. And with the way the defense has played so far, don't hate the decision.
No, you want to pin them deep. You want to pin them deep. And you don't want to give them – you've already given them great field position all day today, and you want to try to pin them inside the 10 here.
We saw a play earlier on the first punt of the day for Brady Braun. He got drilled. And we'll see if he can get this one off. Hutchinson a little less aggressive on this one. It'll be fair caught at the 16-yard line by number 9, Cordell Gouldsby. And honestly, I know we've seen better punts this year from Brady Braun, but any play where Gouldsby doesn't have a chance to return, I think, is a win for the special team.
Absolutely. Not to mention he might be a little sore.
Yeah, no kidding.
And any punt inside the 20 is a good punt.
I'm amazed he got up. It's a tough kid. So Samari Collier and the Dragons coming out. They'll start inside their own 20, leading 9-0 here late first quarter.
We've seen one Coffeeville force the Coffeeville defense force one turnover. Let's see if they can get another one here.
Collier in the shotgun, takes the snap. Delayed handoff to Wayman Jordan, his first big run of the day, and he's into the clear. Wayman Jordan off to the races. Trying to run him down is Lawrence Brown. He will not. One play, touchdown. Dragons 83 yards to the house.
Well, we knew it was only a matter of time before he broke free, and he finally did. Big touchdown. One play drive. Both touchdowns for Hutch have come on one plays. Vastly different. 1 for 1 and a touchdown, and then one for 83.
He has 4 100-yard games this year, and even though he struggled mightily in this opening quarter, that run right there is going to have him close to his 5th 100-yard game. Nestisberger out for the extra point. Snap, hold, kick is good. Blue Dragons have come to Coffeeville and shown why they are the #1 team in the nation. 16-0 Hutchinson. We're back in 60 seconds on US 98 and the Red Raven Sports Network.
Markets, vending, or coffee service. We offer office coffee, hydration programs. A lot of businesses will just buy pallets of water from us. We sell pallets of water and we deliver them. We also have Powerade, Gatorade, electrolyte powders, and electrolyte freezer pops. Imperial Vending, world-class service.
When you need to rely on a nursing facility for the care of a loved one, wouldn't it be comforting to know that the owner is providing the care? Owner Stephanie Bean with Medical Lodges is proud to supply that tender care in Coffeeville. Skilled nursing services, rehabilitation, adult daycare, and much more are all offered. Visit medicallodges.com or stop by.
17, Jalil Bose back for the Red Ravens to receive the kickoff.
$16-0. Ravens trailed to the Hutchinson Blue Dragons. Shane Neal, Matt Jordan alongside with you here on the Red Raven Sports Network and US 98. And Matt, we talked about it before the game. Obviously, Wayman Jordan just went 83 yards to the house, but a big theme of this first quarter has been Ravens have made plays to keep Hutch in check, but the Ravens have also made plays that's allowed Hutch to open up a 2-score lead.
Yeah, you just had too many turnovers early that have given Hutch gifts, and then without the gift, they have a running back that can take it 83 yards in a hurry. And despite that, you 2 touchdowns and a safety, it is still just a 2-possession game. Down 16 points with 3:10 left in the first, still plenty of football left. You just figure it out, get on the board, get some momentum, feel a little bit better about this first half, and go the rest of the way. But if you let this snowball, it is going to get away from you real quick.
Yes, it is. McKentis Adams is the one that's out there with Chris Arviso here on this first down. Handoff to Adams. Adams trying to get outside, follow his blocks. He might have gotten 2 yards on that play. Hutchinson again just closing every hole so quickly.
Handoff to number 35, McKentis Adams off the right-hand side.
You're seeing how big and how much they miss Trey Jones and Robinson. They
And
just don't have that guy that can pick up 6-7 yards.
And I'm no football coach, but it seems like if DeAndre Kelly was active, we would have seen him so far.
You would think so. So you may be without your 3 top running backs.
Arviso back to throw, stepping up, looking over the middle. That one is pulled in. Big catch, Jaleel Boast. Down to the 44-yard line, and that is a grown man catch right there.
Arviso snuck that into the tightest window possible. Talk about threading the needle.
I don't even know if that was a tight window. That might have just been Boast snatching it away.
And Boast with a great catch.
So Ravens down at the 45-yard line, first down. Arviso takes the snap. Another handoff to Adams, big hole. McKentis Adams inside the 40. And he's finally wrestled down at the 37. Best run of the day for the Raven running backs. Gain of 18.
Adams burst up the middle for a Red Raven.
Just 2 plays right there, Matt, and all of a sudden, maybe you're starting to feel a little bit of confidence there on that Coffeyville sideline.
I really do believe you've got to get into the end zone on this drive.
Minute 35 to go, first quarter. 16-0 Hutch. Ravens on the move at the 37-yard line. Arviso takes the snap. Another delayed handoff. Looking for the hole. This time not much there. Might have gotten a yard or 2.
Number 35, McKentis Adams up the middle for a short.
I'll tell you what, Hutch makes some mass substitutions. They'll bring in 6-7 new guys.
They're very deep.
And there's a pre-snap penalty and just not a good quarter for the offensive line of Coffeyville. Between the missed snaps and the couple false start penalties, it just has not been a quarter that they really wanted to establish this game.
Yeah, that's going to put you in a second and long situation here.
That's exactly where Hutch wants you. Where they can kind of pin those ears back and send those edge rushers screaming at the quarterback. Oxley's off the edge to the right tackle. That's one of Hutch's top defensive players. Arviso buying time. Hooks up with Boast again. Boast with a juke. Jaleel Boast. House call. Touchdown Ravens. 2 plays. Arviso stood through the hit. Jaleel Boast showing why he's one of the top receivers on this football team. Single-handedly getting the Ravens back in the game.
Welcome back, Jaleel Boast. Arviso hanging in there, took a shot, made a play, and Boast rewarded him with great second effort to get into the end zone.
Oh, that was so needed for this football team. Jaleel Boast, a big-time catch in double coverage earlier in the drive, and then he makes a snag over the middle, jukes out 2 defenders, and outraces the Hutchinson defense to the end zone. Rowan McCarthy in for the extra point. Snap, hold, kick from Rowan is good. Ravens on the board. Jaleel Boast, welcome back. He is into the end zone from 38 yards out. Ravens back in this one, 16-7. We're back in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Bank you've come to know and enjoy with the merger is now bigger, and there's even more to love. Solutions North Bank will be able to offer more banking products and services to fit your individual needs. Stop by and say hello and check out SMB's options at the newest Solutions North Bank location in Coffeyville, formerly Community State Bank. Come experience the SMB way. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
What's been mostly a nightmare first quarter for the Red Ravens. You feel a whole lot better after that drive. Right down the field, McKentis Adams had a big run. Jaleel Boast had 2 enormous catches, including a 38-yard touchdown. Ravens into the end zone, and now, Matt, it feels like it's a brand-new football game.
Absolutely. You cut it to 9. 16-7 with 45 seconds left in the first. Still plenty of football left. What you can't have happen is momentum swing back with a big play like they had on their last drive.
Hunter Martins is out to kick it off, maybe going for kind of a precision-style kick here. And this one will be out of bounds around the 20-yard line. So I don't know what the Ravens were trying to do there, but it didn't work.
Give them the ball on the 35.
Coffeyville defense did a fantastic job on Wayman Jordan the first 2 drives of this game, but he's one of those players where he can strike at any point. He did on that last drive. 1 play, 83 yards to the house.
Yeah, showing his vision to hit the hole and then his speed and athleticism.
Baby, let's go! There's a lot of good defensive backs on this football team, and Matt, when he made that first move, not a chance that anyone caught him.
So they're going to make him kick again.
That's good news for Coffeyville.
Back from the 30 this time instead of the 35.
I think that's a win for the Ravens.
We'll see. I mean, you know what they say, you never want to kick again. Things happen when you kick again or punt again.
And Gouldsby is the reigning Jayhawk Special Teams Player of the Week after returning a punt against Independence a week ago.
Let's see what the Red Ravens do here. You're kicking into the wind. That's why these punts or these kicks have been shorter than what we've seen normally this season. You're trying to get a low liner.
Rowan McCarthy in his warm-up kicks, though, you could see the wind was grabbing a hold of the football. So Martins now trots up again, swings it from the 30-yard line. This one now away from Gouldsby, and fair caught around the 23 and dropped, and now recovered. And they'll stop the play. Nearly a nightmare there for Walter Samuel, but he is able to gain possession just in time.
And that was a win for Coffeyville. You go from first and 10 at the 35 to first and 10 at the 25.
So 43 seconds to go in this opening quarter. Ravens find the end zone. They're down 16-7 after the Jaleel Bose touchdown. And this Raven defensive line has done a good job of putting pressure on Collier, but after that last touchdown by Jordan, you have to think they're going back to him here, at least early on this drive. So we'll see if the Raven run defense can step up again. And a new quarterback is out there, Matt. That's number 10, Christian Johnson. And it's a handoff to Jordan. He's up to about the 25, about a 2-yard gain. So we'll monitor what happened to Collier. But Christian Johnson
handoff to number 3, Wayman Jordan Jr.
was supposed to be the quarterback for Hutch this year. The redshirt freshman out of Montgomery until Collier came back. So this was a guy that Drew Dallas was confident in being the QB1 this year. And right now, as of now, he's out there for the Ravens. I don't know if Collier tweaked something on a sack or what happened, but it's a new quarterback for the Dragons. Second down and long, looking over the middle, and an instant hit there from Coffeyville. The catch is made, but it'll be third down and about 4. That snag made by Ja'Cory Thomas.
I saw Johnson in warm-ups taking extensive reps, and so it may have been the plan the whole time to go with Johnson.
Maybe Collier's dealing with something already,
or just Coffeyville didn't prepare for him. So it's just a new look, change of pace here, but that'll end the first quarter.
First quarter in the books. Let's take a 60-second timeout. Our score after 1: Hutch 16, Ravens 7. Raven defense will try to get a stop when we come back in 60 seconds on US 98, the Red Raven Sports Network.
Ellis Hall. Come out and cheer on one of the most storied JUCO basketball programs in the nation during Raven Madness, the basketball season kickoff event. Join us Thursday evening at 6:30, and come join us this Tuesday at 6 as Keith Ray brings his train in country music to the Spencer Rounds Theater as the Humanities Performance Series continues at CCC.
Chevrolet Summer Drive event is in progress at Roman Chevrolet in Independence. Get a 2024 Chevy Silverado 1500 Crew Cab and get $57.50 back in rebates. That is 10% off MSRP. Roman Chevrolet has a huge selection of pre-owned vehicles. Shop the #1 Chevy dealership in Southeast Kansas, Roman Chevrolet, 2313 West Main in Independence, or visit us online at romanchevrolet.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Coming up for the Coffeyville defense against the Hutchinson offense. We'll see Christian Johnson out there again, Matt. This is, the Ravens did pull themselves back in this one, but something you don't want to see: 5 penalties, 3 fumbles in that first quarter.
Big third down for the Red Ravens defense. Big third and short.
And it'll be a pull down, looking over the middle, and that's going to be caught. They completely catch the Ravens off guard, and they will run them down from behind, but it's all the way down to the Coffeyville 14.
Number 24,
and that is Tate Hoover, the 6'2", redshirt freshman tight end / H-back out of Manhattan.
It's a great play call.
And I feel like, obviously, like you said, Matt, everyone on Hutch's sideline knew the Ravens were going to commit to the run, pull it down, little floater to the tight end over the middle, and now they're back in the red zone.
Ball will be placed at the 12-yard line. First down for Hutch.
Johnson now with 3 wide receivers and a tight end. It's a sweep right, and the Ravens will meet the running back quickly. Jordan going maybe backwards a yard, and that's a big tackle for Fred Giles.
Number 3, Wayman Jordan.
Could have been a big touchdown-saving tackle by Coffeyville on that last play if they're able to keep them out of the end zone there. You like what you saw on the first down run.
That was Lawrence Brown who ran him down on that play.
Second down for Hutch.
Second down and 12 here for the Blue Dragons. Just underway in the second quarter. Christian Johnson. 3 wide receivers to his left, looking back right, and that's dropped in the end zone. That's Trey Brown, who fumbled on that opening possession. Drops what should have been an easy touchdown and a break for Coffeyville.
Yeah, he was wide open. Would have been an easy touchdown.
Not been a good first half for Trey Brown.
But a break there. If you get to stop here on 3rd and 12, you're going to feel pretty good after that big play.
Now, last year, Samari Collier came out in the game, and when the backup was in, the Ravens got a defensive touchdown. We'll see if they can repeat that magic here in 2024. Johnson takes the snap, and it's a keeper left, and big hit on Johnson. He tried to hurdle Kyler Christmas. I think he's lucky he held on to the football.
I think he is, too. Kyler wasn't fooled for one bit. That'll bring out the kick team. Now, something to watch here is the Hutch kicker is only 5 of 10 on the season.
Yeah, he's a 50% kick rate. This will be from about 34 yards or so.
And it is into the wind, and the Coffeyville special teams is phenomenal at blocking kicks. And they're coming for this.
They absolutely are. LJ Hall stands behind a 10-man front. Berger's kick on its way. And he snuck it through. Nestus Berger drills it from 34 yards. Raven defense bends, does not break. 19-7 Dragons. Raven getting the football back when we come back in 60 seconds here on US 98, the Red Raven Sports Network.
Update your flooring with the area's largest selection of in-stock carpet, luxury vinyl plank, tile, area rugs, and more in many styles, brands, and colors. New furniture always brightens a home. We have a great selection of furniture, including sofa sets, recliners, and mattresses. Economy to premium, in stock and ready to brighten your home. Shop now at your local Derailed Commodity Flooring and Furniture, Brazelton in Independence, Kansas, and Joplin and Butler, Missouri.
Taco Mayo's new Filet Olé Steak Bowl is piled high with filet mignon. It's filet mignon. A heaping bowl loaded with refried beans, Mexicali rice, cheddar jack sour cream, and tender filet mignon. It's filet mignon. Filet mignon. Filet mignon. Filet mignon. Filet mignon. Savor the juicy Filet Olé Steak Bowl stacked with filet mignon and only from Taco Mayo. That's a wrap. No, that's a bowl.
19-7 Blue Dragons, 12:45 to go, second quarter. Hutchinson ready to kick it off. Shane Neal, Matt Jordan alongside with you here on this Saturday afternoon. Homecoming weekend for the Red Ravens. This one will be taken at about the 20-yard line, and room to run for Brandon Hayward. He's out to about the 33. Good starting field position for Coffeyville.
The ball really hangs up in the wind.
He's returned by number 13, Brandon Hayward.
You saw it there.
And Matt, the last possession for the Ravens, McKentis Adams had his longest run of the game of 18 yards and 2 catches, 59 yards, and a touchdown for Jaleel Boast, who you can imagine trotting back out there. He's really, in these last 3-4 games, emerged as this team's best wide receiver.
Yeah, he has, especially these last 2 home games. He's been the guy against 2 really good defenses.
5'10", 170, freshman out of El Paso, played at UTEP. Arviso takes the snap. Delayed handoff and pushing his way to about the 35, but only about a yard or 2 there for the Ravens. Hutchinson's defense holding Coffeyville to about 1.5 a carry. Last 3 opponents before this one, Matt, had finished a game in the negatives in rushing yards against the Hutch defense. So this rushing defense might be the best in America. Second down and 8 here for Coffeyville. Arviso back to throw. Pressure coming to his right. Stepping up. Fires, and it's caught by Boast up to midfield.
He's the guy that Arviso trusts the most right now. Things broke down, and Arviso went and found his favorite target and picked up the first down.
And Hutchinson switched the DB that was on Boast, and he's found a way to get open on both of them. First down, Ravens up to midfield. 11:50 to go, first half. Snap to Arviso. Hand off to the running back, about a 2-yard gain there. And again, not much going there for McKentis Adams in this Raven running game. And I can't say it's McKentis' fault. I think it's just the Dragons got 7 guys crashing in every single play.
Yeah, they're a great run-stopping team, and asking Adams in just his second game of work.
That'll be a free play for Arviso, trying to extend time. Throw on the run for Breck Long. It's off his hands. That was a beautiful throw from Arviso, and Breck will tell you he probably should have had it.
He should have caught it, and what's even more disappointing is they didn't throw a flag for offsides.
It'll be third down for Coffeyville.
They missed that.
The Raven offensive line's furious about it.
Yeah, Arviso, the coaching staff, everyone up here all thought it was a free play, and Breck still should have had the touchdown.
It's 3rd and 9 here for the Red Ravens after what appears to be a missed call. They're at the Hutchinson 49-yard line. Arviso takes the snap, trying to buy time. Arviso stays on his feet, flag in the backfield, trying to just buy time, and now rolling out, and he'll just duck out of bounds. And that flag in the vicinity of holding.
I think it'll be an accepted penalty, and you're got another chance here. Pin them deep. Now with Braun punting with the wind at his back.
Holding. Offense, number 63. The penalties decline.
Number 63.
Results of the play, 4th down.
Jaquan Jackson. Penalty was declined. And Matt, I'm not here trying to make excuses. Hutchinson's playing an outstanding football game so far, but that second down just really feels like a missed opportunity, both on the missed offsides and on the pass that ricocheted off of Breck Long's hand.
Yeah, Breck has to catch that. Offsides, no offsides aside. Breck has to catch that pass. This is one of those games where you're not going to get many opportunities like that. You get a ball that is catchable in the end zone, and you know what's unfortunate is Breck catches that maybe 9 out of 10 times.
So Braun out there to punt. Max protection package for the Ravens. This is a great punt by Brady Braun. They'll pin him at the 10. Looked like he showed fair catch. They let him go. He runs it to about the 12.
Probably wishes he would have fair caught it.
I thought he put his hand up. It looked like he did, didn't it?
Number 9, Cordell Goldstein.
Is that a penalty now? I thought that they ruled that a penalty now when you bluff the fair catch.
Short gain on the play.
Maybe I just saw it wrong.
I think so.
1st and 10.
He did not fair catch that ball.
All right. So Hutchinson will take over at their own 11. And again, it's going to be Christian Johnson out there to play QB.
Because the play right before the change at quarterback was just a really long run by Jordan.
I almost wonder if it was on one of the sacks. Speed option here for Johnson. He keeps it himself, and he's got about a 3-yard gain.
Doesn't look like the offense really changes much with Johnson in at quarterback instead of Collier.
Number 10,
I think Drew Dallas has his type of quarterback.
Both athletic, both can throw, both can run, and we'll see Coffeyville defense with the new quarterback in can make something happen for themselves. And Coffeyville's defense is at its best when it's scoring touchdowns. That's when the NATO are at their best. So see if they can do that here.
2nd and 7 here for Hutch. Johnson back to throw, looking left. And he completes the pass. It's going to be about 2 yards short of the first down. That's the second time we've seen, that was Derek Sally Jr., the freshman. That's the second time we've seen Christian Johnson complete a pass. And as soon as the receiver pins the ball against their chest, there's a hit by a Raven defender.
Yeah, the Red Raven defense is quick to the ball. They've been doing that all season long.
9.5 to go, first half. 19-7 Dragons, 3rd and short for Hutchinson at their own 20. Jaden Shepard in the slot. It's a handoff, and he's going to push his way right to about the sticks. Depends on the spot. That initial push might have been enough to get to the 21, but it'll be close.
Looks like he's maybe not. Not a good spot.
Run by number 3.
Nope, they give it to him.
Jr.
Wayman Jordan just enough.
That'll result in a first down.
Needed one, got one.
Jordan's going to be out wide here on this first down. It's a quick slant, and it'll be about a 4-yard pickup. It's once again Derek Sally, who's the freshman out of Green Pond, South Carolina. Entering this game, Matt, Sally had 7 catches on the season. 4 of them had gone for touchdowns. Big play threat. Johnson looking outside, and he's going to hook up with a receiver once again. That's Ja'Cory Thomas. First down up to the 40.
Thomas just found a hole in the zone there and sat down in it, picked up the first down.
Jaden Shepard was not far from reading that one. He was about 2 yards inside. But a guy like Jaden, he learns from a play like that and might come back later in the game. Johnson with a keeper here. It breaks the first tackle, and he's out to about the 44, shoved out of bounds by Jack Lanning.
Number 10, Christian
Another good fake.
on the carry.
So Hutchinson methodically moving the football now down to the 44-yard line. Lead this one 19-7.
Looks like Collier's on the sideline. Looks like the training staff is working on his throwing arm.
Almost maybe a shoulder. And a keeper again for Johnson. He's going to shake the first defender. Has a first down into Raven territory down to the 43. Another first down for Hutch into Raven territory. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification here on US 98.
Christian Johnson on the carry. He's down at the 43-yard line. First down, Hutchinson.
Dragons at the 43 of Coffeyville. 7.5 to play in the first half, leading this one by 12. Christian Johnson in at quarterback. Samari Collier being looked at on the sidelines with a potential arm/shoulder injury. 3 wide receivers and a tight end here for Johnson. He bluffs the run, looking down the field. Brown in coverage, and he intercepts it. Lawrence Brown, the Liberty transfer, played that ball better than the receiver did, and he looked like the receiver on that play.
Lawrence Brown with 2 big plays already here, stopping the touchdown, which led to just a field goal, and now forces a turnover and interception. And Coffeyville with a chance here to get more points on the board.
And I like that no call there by the officials, Matt. I was worried that a flag may pop out late. There was some contact down the field, but the officials deemed it was both guys going for the football, and Lawrence Brown wins that battle for the football.
I think it was just good positioning and a good play by Brown.
So this is the second straight season the Ravens have forced a turnover against the Hutchinson backup quarterback. They will start at their own 11-yard line. Arviso in the shotgun. Handoff to Adams. He powers forward for about 2 yards. When you're getting, it's crazy, this talent of this running defense, Matt, where a run of 3 yards or more feels like a win.
Second down at 9 for Coffeyville.
So second down and a long 8 coming up.
I sure thought he picked up about 3 or 4 there, and he only picked up 1.
Arviso rolling, trying to buy time, and we'll just loft it away. Pressure there is that he had 2 edge rushers chasing him back to the end zone. That was the freshman DeMarcus Johnson and the sophomore Marshawn Oxley.
It'll be third down for Coffeyville.
And after throwing, I mean, that's the best spot on the field to throw an interception, Matt, because now you have one of the best defenses in the nation with a chance to get a 3 and out and get you the football back right around midfield.
Yeah, way to find the silver lining in turning the ball over.
I'm just saying. Sure, they're still not happy about it on the sideline, but if you're going to do it, that's the place to do it. 6:36 to go, 3rd and 9 here for the Ravens. Arviso trying to buy some time. Looking left, not there. Now coming back over the middle, and that one is picked off. Intended for Breck Long and jumped by the DB Colin Collier. And Hutchinson pays him right back.
Turned right back over, and that was just a...
That felt like a freshman trying to force it.
Well,
he was looking left, it wasn't there, and then he tried to zip one over the middle. And Collier did undercut it, but that was a tight window to try and get it to Breck.
Hit as he threw, too. The pressure in his face definitely definitely was the issue there. I mean, he was hit as he threw, and it just took the ball a little off target.
.6:27 to go in this first half. First down for the Dragons at the 31. Johnson, pressure immediately from the Ravens. That was from KJ Johnson, lofting it down the field, incomplete. That was intended for Benson Prosper.
Pass intended for number
in coverage was LJ Hall, who's had a nice first half.
And incomplete. It'll be second down for Hutchinson.
We haven't said Christmas and Shepard's name as much as we thought. It's been Hall and Brown today, Matt, that have really stepped up well for the Ravens secondary. Second down and 10 for Hutch. Ravens trying to set up their defense. Jordan, not much there. Tackled at the line of scrimmage by the aforementioned Jaden Shepard.
Number 3, Wayman Jordan Jr. Brought down by number 1, Jaden Shepard.
Shepard's just such a good football player. Just diving in, grabbing the legs. That's a tough running back to bring down. He makes it look easy.
At some point, Coffeyville's defense continues to play well. At some point, the Coffeyville offense is going to have to put together another drive to really reward them for the way they played, but it's a big 3rd and 10.
Third down and 10 here for Hutch at the 31 of the Ravens. Brown back to throw, trying to buy some time. Pressure comes. Christian Brown on the run, tripped up and dropped. KJ Johnson with the sack for Coffeyville.
Kamari Johnson. Tackle for a loss on the play.
They're going to bring out the field goal unit or the punt team.
I think it's going to be the punt team, Matt. This would be a 50-yarder into the wind. And with a kicker that's already had an up and down season, I think they're just going to play the field position game. Yeah. So a win for the Raven defense.
It's going to be a tough place to pin them. If it's me, I'm going for it. But
they're at the 33-yard line. Do they try to take the delay of game? Looks like they're going to punt. And it's a little squib. It'll be taken at the 13 by Ty Durham. So job done. They pin him inside the 15, but Ravens will get the stop and get the football back with 4:57 to go in the first half. Let's pause for a quick 30 seconds. We'll be right back.
Fred Giles was up.
Leave their home. Windsor Place at-home care can help them stay in the familiar and comfortable surroundings of their own home. Specializing in working with Medicaid patients, Windsor Place at-home care has supportive home care and all the resources to help make staying at home a reality. Find out more about what Windsor Place at-home care can do for you. Visit windsorplace.net.
Ravens down 19-7, getting the football back with 4:57 to go in the first half. I'm Shea Neal, Matt Jordan alongside with me. Chris Arviso lines up with 4 wide receivers on the field. And Arviso stepping up, trying to buy some time. Throw down the field on the run and just out of the reach of Durham. That's the second time in this half, Matt, the Ravens receivers have had a step. That one just overthrown by Chris Arviso.
Yeah, the wind may have helped that one, push that one down the field a little bit farther than Arviso would have liked, but I like the play call.
And we saw against Highland where wind was also a factor. Arviso overthrew one early, adjusted, and found Jaleel Boast in the second half for what was one of the best throws of the year by a Raven. We'll see if he can have similar adjustments here today. Brandon Hayward checks in for the Ravens. Arviso has Adams to his right, 3 wide receivers, and Breck Long on the field. And a handoff to Adams. Shakes the first tackle, and he's out to about the 20-yard line. One of the better runs of the day for the Ravens, gain of 6.
Yeah, that's you just got to keep grinding out the run game. Just keep grinding, and eventually you're going to bust one at least for 5 yards, 6 yards. Maybe you can get a 10, 12, 15-yard run. But you just can't go away from the run, not this early.
3rd and 5 coming up for Coffeyville. 4:17 to go in the first half. Timeout called. Nick Dobler wants to talk it over. He knows how big this play is. Let's take a quick 30-second timeout. Ravens have a 3rd down coming up when we come back.
And the lowest prices are just around the bend at Perky's Used Cars in Coffeyville.
You'll pay less when you come by and see me, Al Perky, at Perky's Used Cars. We're a mile and a half west of the woodshed on State Line Road. Perky'sUsedCars.com.
You'll find a great selection like a 2014 GMC Terrain SUV, just $89.95, or a 2010 F-150, only $78.95. See the full inventory now at Perky'sUsedCars.com.
Late first half, they'll have a 3rd and 5 coming up from their own 19. I'm Shea Neal, Matt Jordan alongside with me. Matt, it's been a much better second quarter for the Ravens. Only allowed 3 points. The offense has started to get a little bit more momentum, but all in all, Hutchinson showing why they're number one. They'll make you pay for mistakes, which they have, and their defense one of the best in America.
Well, and they force them too. Even when the issue early was you had given them some turnovers, they forced one with the pressure and with the coverage. But Arviso hanging in there. He's got a 3rd and 5. If he can pick up this, to be huge.
And it's going to be a screen to Durham. It's a great play call, and Durham's going to have the first down out to the 27. Got a block on the edge. Ty Durham adjusting to that football. Caught it behind him, Matt, and then picks up 8 yards and a first down.
Hutch just brought some pressure. You're going to need these big throws, and hopefully you start picking up these short little intermediate passes, spreads out Hutch a little bit, maybe create some run lanes.
First down, Arviso, high snap, able to pull it in. It's a run play, and it's going to gain about 2 yards. That's been the story of this first half. After 11 yards on the first play of the game, with the exception of an 18-yard run by McKentis Adams, it's been 1 or 2 yards a pop for the Ravens all half.
You know, they talk about using the run game to open up the pass game. This might have to be one of those instances where the pass game opens up the run game.
This has been one of the better Raven passing attacks of the last few seasons. Man in motion, Cam Paul. Arviso back to throw. Gets a block from Paul. Looking on the run. Connects with the receiver. That should be right at the first down marker. I believe, once again, Matt, that's Jaleel Boast.
Pass is complete from Arviso.
He's the guy.
It is Boast again. His 4th catch of the half.
He's the guy that Arviso trusts the most. When he needs a first down or he needs a nice catch, when he's in trouble, that's the guy that they find.
Timeout for injured player.
Timeout for an injured player. And we'll step away with them. Let's take a 30-second timeout. Ravens have a fresh set of downs when we come back. Jaleel Boast having a big first half. Coffeyville trying to make it a 1-score game late. We're back in 30 seconds.
That's why at Coffeyville Regional Medical Center, we staff our emergency room with emergency medicine physicians 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. ER physicians at CRMC have access to general surgeons, specialists, medical imaging, lab services, and the technology needed in an emergency, all right here. If you are faced with a life-threatening emergency, insist on the best and say, "Take me to CRMC."
First down Ravens at the 38-yard line after another first down completion to Jaleel Boast. And Matt just making his way up into the press box, Jay Herkelman. That'll be our halftime guest here on the Solutions North Bank Red Raven halftime show. Excited to talk to Coach Herc, and hopefully we're talking to Coach Herc after the Ravens go on a touchdown drive to make it a 1-score game. First down Ravens at the 38 after the catch by Boast. Arviso in the shotgun. Shotgun snap, back to throw. Chris Arviso, pressure coming to his right, escapes, fires, and shorthands it to Adams. And all in all, with the pressure that was on Arviso and the fact that Adams saw that pass very late, I think an incompletion is one of the better outcomes you could have had there.
I mean, that was a great play by Arviso just to not get a loss or an intentional grounding, finding the one receiver in the area, getting it at least close to him, and living to see a 2nd and 10 instead of 2nd and 15 or 16.
Absolutely. 2nd and 10, 2:41 to go in the half. Arviso takes the snap. It's a handoff to Adams. Gets one block, and he's going to be pushed forward across the 40. Gain of about 4. It'll set up 3rd and medium for the Ravens, and another injured Hutchinson Blue Dragon on the play. A little slow getting up. That was Oxley.
Looks like he's fine. I think he's just a little slow to get up. He's going to stay out
That's
there.
a big player for Hutch, so I'm sure they're hoping he's fine.
D-line is very good, and Oxley's a big part of it.
2:20 to go in this first half. It's 3rd down and about 6 here for the Ravens. Wenson, as well as Perez, Boast, and Long, your 4 receivers out there. Will they get one snap off before the 2-minute timeout? Seems like they're okay with taking it to the 2-minute timeout. That's exactly what they'll do. 2 minutes to go, first half. Third down for the Ravens, down 16-7, trying to find some points and make it a one-score game at the half with the number 1 team in the nation. We're back in 60 seconds on US 98 and the Red Raven Sports Network.
Imperial Vending. We were formerly Stevens Vending. We have a set of core values that we follow. True commitment to the community, true commitment to the surrounding area. All of the sandwiches that we put in the vending machines have a 5 to 7 day shelf life. Usually when those sandwiches go out of date, we always donate our products to Genesis. We have 16 branches, and all 16 branches follow that core value. Imperial Vending, world-class service.
When you need to rely on a nursing facility for the care of a loved one, wouldn't it be comforting to know that the owner is providing the care? Owner Stephanie Bean with Medical Lodges is proud to supply that tender care in Coffeyville. Skilled nursing services, rehabilitation, adult daycare, and much more are all offered. Visit medicallodges.com or stop by 2921 West 1st in Coffeyville and learn more. Medical Lodges Coffeyville, where they serve and enhance the lives of others with caring hands.
Third down and 6 coming up for Coffeyville. 2 minutes to go, first half. I'm Shane Neal, Matt Jordan alongside with me. Ravens battle in the number 1 team in the nation. Started ugly. Coffeyville's battled back here in the second quarter. Big part of that, Matt, Chris Arviso, who's really stood tall in the pocket today, and he's had help from his number 1 receiver, Jaleel Boast.
Yeah, Boast, welcome back. Missed last week, and showing why he's Arviso's favorite target. He's got the 1 touchdown, and you'd love to see him make a big play here on this big third and 7.
Both spent last season at Division I, and you can see why Division I teams are interested in him. He is doing a great job of getting open against some of the best DBs in JUCO and also making some plays after the catch. His touchdown, he had to evade 2 defenders to get to the end zone. So it'll be 3rd and 6 for the Ravens at their own 41. Ravens have had some missed opportunities, but Matt, with the way it started, it had a chance to be ugly really quick. I've been impressed with it. There's still a lot of work to do, but I've been impressed with Coffeyville's ability to stand in the ring and punch back.
Yeah, we were sitting at 9-0 at one point after 2 fumbles that led to those 9 points.
In 3 plays. Arviso, pressure from the Hutchinson defense and trying to hook up with his tight end, Breck Long. That one incomplete. It was a little, almost a trail route there where Breck started going out, came back in. Might have been a window there, but it was tight coverage by Hutchinson.
Well, and again, the pressure just coming on Arviso so fast.
Certainly the toughest challenge in the career so far of the redshirt freshman. So the Ravens will ask Brady Braun to pin the Dragons deep and keep the return man Gouldsby away from having a chance to return. That is a booming punt from Brady Braun. Taken at the 10 and bobbled. It will trickle out of bounds. That's about as good as you can do it if you're Brady Braun.
Yeah,
that was
the second time.
Bullet.
That's the second time they have
bobbled a kick.
Bobbled a kick, a punt and a kick. Coffeyville's going to pin them deep inside the 10, and we'll see what Hutch wants to do. Are they content with a 12-point lead, or do they want to try to extend it again? When leading at half, they are undefeated under Dallas.
Sure seems like they're going to be leading at half, barring some sort of meltdown here by the Hutchinson offense. But never know. When you're backed inside your own 10, Matt, weird things can happen. First down Dragons at their own 8-yard line. Christian Johnson in at quarterback. Samari Collier still being attended to on the sideline. Johnson takes the snap, looking quickly, completes it out to about the 14. Broken tackle, still loose. That's Ben Prosper. Out to about the 16-yard line, gain of about 9 on first down.
Several broken tackles there. Coffeyville's still able to get him before he picks up the first down.
Hutch has 2 timeouts remaining here. They can go on a 2-minute drive if they choose to. That's a handoff to Jordan, breaking a tackle, and he's got a first down up to the 24-yard line.
I've been impressed with what the Red Raven defense has done containing Jordan outside of one play where he busted a big one.
Well, that's a star running back. That one play can change the game. Back to throw is Brown. Pressure comes. Brown steps up, evades one, spinning, and he's wrapped up after about a 2-yard gain. I'll I'll tell you what, he's very elusive, but he makes so many moves. I just feel like that ball's going to pop out on one of these plays, don't you?
Yeah, he's almost a little careless with it. Johnson trying to, make something happen. It might be able to pop one out, especially some of these talented Red Raven defenders.
2nd down and 9. Brown stepping up, trying to buy some time. Giles runs him down. Giles trying to wrestle him down. Flags on the play.
It's face mask.
And that's going to be a face mask. Giles was trying to drag him down, grabbed the wrong part of the jersey to do so, and now Christian Brown is slow getting up. Christian Johnson, thank you, Matt.
I don't know.
Over the course of a broadcast, definitely get the last names mixed up.
I was going to say you've been calling him Christian Johnson all game. I don't know where Brown came of.
Number 30.
Well, it's because I've been thinking Lawrence Brown, and
automatic first down.
They mix together
timeout
sometimes.
For injured player.
And Christian Johnson slow getting up. We're going to take a timeout as might be forced re-entry for Samari Collier. He's coming back in. Johnson still down on the ground. We're going to see the return of Collier, who's limping back onto the field. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Community College is ready with Raven Madness this coming Thursday at Nellis Hall. Come out and cheer on one of the most storied JUCO basketball programs in the nation during Raven Madness, the basketball season kickoff event. Join us Thursday evening at 6:30 and come join us this Tuesday at 6 as Keith Ray brings his train in country music to the Spencer Rounds Theater as the Humanities Performance Series continues at CCC.
It'll be a first down for Hutchinson at the 41-yard line after the face mask penalty against the Ravens. Christian Johnson still down on the play. Definitely some discomfort. It looks like the left leg, Matt.
Yeah, it's like I think he might have hyperextended his knee when he was taken down by Giles.
So we will see Samari Collier check back in. Collier was clearly in some discomfort earlier in the game. That's why Johnson came in. It appears to be an arm/shoulder injury for Collier, but now with the injury to Johnson, Collier kind of forced back into action.
Well, and he's still dealing with it. I don't know if he's going to...
He's shaking that arm as he's out there on the field.
He's really trying to, shake something loose. We'll see.
If you're the Ravens now, do you just go all in for the run?
I mean, you got to think. We'll see if he can make a throw.
It's going to be a handoff right to Wayman Jordan trying to get to the edge. Ravens read that well, hold him to about 3 yards. That could have been a lot more with the speed of Jordan.
Run by number 3, Wayman Jordan Jr.
Jordan and Hall kind of exchanged some words and a shove down there on the sideline. No flag on the play. And a timeout taken by Hutch. Collier, again, Matt, I know we're talking about the arm, but it doesn't look like it looks like he's got something going on with the leg, too. He seems to be limping over into that huddle.
Yeah, it may just be
he might just be beat up right now.
Well, he's just the healthiest of the two. I don't know what third-string QB looks like at Hutch, but for whatever reason, they're willing to roll with a banged-up Samari Collier over whoever that would be.
Well, the only other quarterback that's on this roster right now is number 8, the true freshman Hudson Ferralis, who's out of North Newton, Kansas. But obviously, like you said, Matt, seems like Drew Dallas would trust a Samari Collier at 50-60% over a true freshman that's never appeared in a college football game. And I think that's giving some props to the Raven defense. Coach Dallas knows this is a tough defense. You bring a freshman out there, that's putting him in a really tough spot.
Yeah, but if you can't throw, we'll see what he looks like when he attempts to make a throw. But if that arm is really bothering him, that shoulder is really bothering him, and you can't make a throw, it's going to be a long second half.
Well, with a shoulder arm, you're going to see it immediately. As soon as he throws that ball, if it's bothering him, he's going to grab that shoulder immediately.
Definitely won't be able to put near as much zip or take any shots down the field. You might see some screens or maybe some jet touch passes.
2nd and 8 here for the Dragons. Their own 44-yard line. Collier in the shotgun. He is back to throw, looking to get rid of it. That is a floater, but it's caught. Sally going to break a tackle. And he's inside the 40 at about the 38-yard line of the Ravens. Derek Sally helping out his quarterback there. It was a little bit of a floater out there into the flats, but Sally made the catch, broke a tackle, and now Hutchinson in scoring distance.
And I got to think that at the corner not falling down, he might have been able to step in front of that.
Definitely not a lot of zip on that throw. First down, Hutch at the 39-yard line. Collier in the shotgun.
It was Hosabu who fell.
Collier back to throw, stepping up, trying to buy some time. He's still got the legs working. Now trying to take a shot down the field. Had some more on that one and intercepted. Picked off on the play in the end zone by... Is that L.J. Hall who came away with the pick, Matt? It is L.J. Hall who gets the interception of Samari Collier. So 14 seconds for the Ravens, and we'll see how aggressive they are. Arvizo is back to throw. Stepping up, extending, buying some time, looking deep over the middle for Boast. It's caught! Jaleel Boast breaks a tackle! Boast down to the 21 with 2 seconds left. Timeout, Nick Dobler. Jaleel Boast does it again.
Oh, Jaleel Boast was so close from breaking that one for a touchdown.
Oh, my goodness. Boast nearly with the improbable touchdown. Timeout, and now they'll send out Rowan McCarthy with a chance to make this a one-score game.
Well, what a call by Ortiz and Dobler to even try something with 14 seconds
it would
left.
Not make it a one-score game. My apologies. 19-10 it would be.
But
a little too excited there.
Then Arvizo to step up, find his favorite receiver, and then Boast to make something happen. So close.
We see Braun and McCarthy as well as the long snapper Kevin Fay working on that transition over there during the timeout. I love that if you're Coach Dobler. He's like, let me talk to everybody else. You guys just get ready. This would be about a 35-yarder for Rowan McCarthy. Jaleel Boast, man, what a first half from him. Arvizo extends the play, just fires across his body. Boast makes the catch, makes a man miss. And I'll tell you what, we talked about it with Wayman Jordan. Jaleel Boast the same way. He gets into the clear. He's hard to run down.
This is huge. Literally 1 second left in the half.
And maybe, honestly, as McCarthy will line up, I'll wait to make this point after the kick, Matt.
Can
Rowan McCarthy
make it a single-digit lead?
Snap is good. Hold is good. McCarthy's kick on its way. And good. Ravens with an enormous play to end the half. Jaleel Boast all the way down to the 18, and that's the momentum to take into the locker room. An interception of Collier, a deep play to Boast. We've got a football game. 19-10 Dragons at the break. Let's step away for 2 minutes. We'll be joined by Red Raven men's basketball coach Jay Herkelman for the Solutions North Bank halftime show. That's coming up in 2 minutes here on US 98, the Red Raven Sports Network.
Who have competed at the highest level of giving to Red Raven athletics this year.
Rebates. That is 10% off MSRP. Roman Chevrolet has a huge selection of pre-owned vehicles. Shop the #1 Chevy dealership in Southeast Kansas, Roman Chevrolet, 2313 West Main in Independence, or visit us online at romanchevrolet.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Make your home more comforting with help from Derailed Commodity. Update your flooring with the area's largest selection of in-stock carpet, luxury vinyl plank, tile, area rugs, and more in many styles, brands, and colors. New furniture always brightens a home. We have a great selection of furniture, including sofa sets, recliners, and mattresses. Economy to premium, in stock and ready to brighten your home. Shop now at your local Derailed Commodity Flooring and Furniture, Brazelton in Independence, Kansas, and Joplin and Butler, Missouri.
This is Meat Mountain, and up there on the summit awaits the all-new Filet-O-Lay Steak Bowl from Taco Mayo. A heaping bowl filled with Mexican favorites and literally erupting with filet mignon. The Filet-O-Lay Steak Bowl can be yours if you make it past Chuck's Steak Canyon and the deadly sirloin abyss. Filet mignon beckons, my friend, on the meaty, mighty pinnacle of beefdom. The Filet-O-Lay Steak Bowl from Taco Mayo. Welcome to Meat Mountain.
Buying a home? Refinancing? Apply for a home loan anywhere with Solutions North Bank, formerly Community State Bank. Community State Bank online mortgage tool is easy to use. You can be approved in minutes. And Solutions North Bank lenders are always ready to answer any questions that you may have. Visit ourlocalbank.com on your computer or mobile device and get started today. Solutions North Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
At the break, Jaleel Boast with a
60-yard catch with 1 second on the clock. Ravens get a field goal from Rowan McCarthy. We have a game here at halftime, and of course, it is homecoming weekend for CCC, and we are naming 4 new members of the Red Raven College Football Letterman's Hall of Fame. Head coach Willie Fritz of the Houston Cougars was a defensive coordinator for the Ravens from 87 through 90. He was the DC for the national championship team back in 1990, and of course has gone on to coach at Blinn, Sam Houston, Tulane, and now at Houston. Jonathan Joseph was a DB for the Ravens in 2002 and 2003. After Coffeyville, he transferred to South Carolina, where he played for the Gamecocks for 2 years, was a first-round pick of the Cincinnati Bengals, played 15 years in the NFL with the Bengals, Texans, Titans, and Cardinals. Greg Randall, an offensive lineman for the Ravens in 96 and 97, was an all-conference selection each of his 2 years in Coffeyville and would end up being a 4th-round pick of the New England Patriots after playing at Michigan State. Won a Super Bowl with New England in 2002. And finally, Jeff Wright, a defensive lineman in 85 and 86 with Coach Dick Foster. He would end up going to Central Missouri, where he's still in the record books, second in tackles in a season for a D lineman. He was an 8th-round pick by the Bills in 1988, 7 years as a starter, and 98 games in the NFL. Those 4 are the newest members of the Red Raven Hall of Fame, and congratulations to all 4 of those outstanding individuals. We go from those Hall of Famers to another Hall of Famer. The Red Raven men's basketball coach Jay Herkelman joins us here for the Solutions North Bank halftime show. Coach, I know you're a basketball guy, but you know enough about football. Those 4 names, pretty big icons to go into the Raven legacy books forever.
Yeah, for sure. I know 3 of those guys, Coach Fritz and Greg Randall was here right when I got here, and I was talking to him last night just about when he first came on a visit. He said his visit was when we were playing Independence against Reuben Patterson on his visit, and I said, well, that had to make an impression. The gym was full that night. He goes, it was standing room only, Coach. He said it was unbelievable. And and then Jonathan Joseph and Willie Fritz. Jonathan was here when I was coaching, obviously, and Willie, I wasn't here when he was here, but I've gotten to know him over the years. So what a great class going in for our Hall of Fame. It was a great banquet last night, and happy for all those guys.
Absolutely it was. And, Coach, your team taking the court in regular season action here in just a couple weeks. But before we start learning more about some of these guys, of course, last season did not go the way you wanted it to, or the fans wanted it to. A lot of, moving parts, I think, with last year's team. Injuries and just a lot of, not really knowing who was going to be available night to night throughout the course of that season. So we will talk about a couple of the guys that, of course, were mainstays in last year's team. Janai Summers, Chris Carroll, a couple other guys that were key contributors last year, now on their way to Division I and out of the program. But who were some of the guys that this team's going to be replacing here this year?
Well, this group, we've got 4 guys back from last year. We got Charles Caparasso, Brian Griffith, who Brian really played well the semester of the season, starting point guard, and having him back, and just, when you got a veteran guy that's been in the league, that really helps. And Charles just kept getting better and better also, and he, he's gained 30 pounds since last year. He's a different type of player, and Jeremiah Kemboy, who was hurt on and off all last year, never really got in a rhythm last year, but he's pushing for a starting spot right now, just knows how to play. And then the other one, Desmond Marshall, who was, just a walk-on guy that liked having around. And so those are the 4 guys we got back, but just excited about our new guys that we got in. We got one Division I transfer. We got a few guys that were at prep schools, and we've got some high school kids that I'm really excited about.
Absolutely, and you talked about, of course, the 4 returners, and I know, like you mentioned, Brian and Charles, especially the last 6 weeks or so of the season, really came on. I think there's an argument to be had. I know Brian or Janai and Chris had really good games against Barton, but I think there's an argument to be had in that quarterfinal game that Brian Griffith was your best player, especially in that second half. But how have those guys, Brian, Charles, Kemboy, and even Dez, guys that have now been in the program for a year, gone from guys that, were learning college basketball and learning this program and just being, spotty contributors to now leaders of this basketball team?
Yeah, just the experience of it. Last year they come in with a lot of unknowns, especially Charles, who had never even played high school basketball. There were just a lot of unknowns, and they just kept learning. It was a frustrating year last year, but they kept getting better, and their off season through the spring and the summer, and so far this year, all of those guys have been good leaders for us. They have a different mindset going into this year than what it was last year.
Absolutely. We appreciate Solutions North Bank being the official sponsor of our halftime show. We're catching up with men's basketball coach Jay Herkelman, who's entering his 30th season as head coach. Coach, I don't know, has that number set in with you yet? The number 30 now that you're obviously have accomplished a lot in this league and around junior college basketball, but the 30-year mark, pretty impressive for any coach at any level.
Yeah, I don't dwell on it too much, but it's a long time. A lot of my coaching friends remind me. Some of them just love the fact that I've stayed put at where I'm at, and obviously I do too. And just, built something from what we did early on to what the program is now, to looked at as one of the elite junior college basketball programs in the country. And I'm just really proud of that. And 30 years, and I still got a lot of juice left in the tank. So I plan on doing it for a while longer, too.
I know the Raven fans love to hear that. Coach, you mentioned, of course, a D1 transfer coming in and a couple freshmen that have already impressed you so far in some scrimmages. I've seen this team a couple times in practice. Excited to see them at the Jamboree tomorrow, which we'll get into in a little bit. But who are some incoming players that you're really excited about and guys that you think will be in this rotation making an impact right away?
The D1 transfer, Justin Taylor, he comes to us from High Point out in North Carolina, which people, probably won't recognize that name as a, like a Kansas or Kansas State, but it's a mid-level Division I program out in North Carolina, and Justin's from Charlotte. He actually spent 2 years there. He got hurt last year and redshirted and just wanted a fresh start. He is just a mature guy. He knows how to run the team. He's got a tremendous work ethic. He and Brian, will be out there on the floor a lot together. Justin just really knows how to run that point guard spot, and I like freeing up Brian as well as he shoots it to move over to the 2-guard spot some. And Brian's still going to play some point, but he's going to play a lot of 2 for us also. But Justin is doing a great job just picking up the stuff that we want to get done and being a good leader for the new guys.
And, Coach, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Maybe I'm making a poor comparison here, but what I think, Justin Taylor being the facilitator, being a guy that has a lot of experience running an offense, and then what Brian's shown as a scorer, as a pure scorer. Like you said, he can run this offense, he can pass the ball, but he's just such a gifted scorer. It reminds me those two could be a lot of what Cam Shell and Landon Glasper were your first year, where a guy like Justin can score when he needs to, but he's more of the facilitator out there, and then Brian or Lando back a couple years ago can be the guy that can really light up the offense, whether it's in the starting lineup or off the bench.
Yeah, I I mean, that is a good comparison right there. Justin has the ability to score a little bit better than what even Cam did. He's going to run the team, but he's a good shooter. He's strong. He's got a bigger body than what Cam did. Justin's probably close to 6'3", good strong body, and he can get in the lane and score it. So those two, along with a lot of our other guards, I think our guard depth is really good this year, and a lot of versatility in there. So I'm excited about the different combinations we can put out on the floor.
Absolutely, Coach. Before we take our break here in the halftime show, of course, you can't really know until you see him in game action early in the season, but early on with what you've seen on the floor in practice and in these scrimmages, I know you said something you said last year was every single year your expectation is to compete for a conference title. But what do you think this team's ceiling can be?
Well, that'll be our first goal. The preseason predictions came out on Friday, and they picked us 5th, which I wasn't too disappointed in that, especially with the season that we had last year. And we've got a couple guys back that played, but a lot of new guys. So picking us 5th, I was okay with that. But our expectation once it comes conference season, and the reason I started talking to our guys about it already, because in the Jayhawk conference season comes early. It doesn't come in January or even December. It comes middle of November. And so we start talking about those things and the importance of winning the conference and how hard it is night in and night out. But that's always our first goal. And if you can win the conference, you're going to be looked at as one of the top teams in the country and have a great chance, just like in 21 when we won the national championship. We didn't win the region tournament, but we were one of the top teams in the country because of what we did all year. And we got in with an at-large bid and won the national championship. So winning the conference, doing well in the conference is definitely a goal of ours, and that's going to be the number one thing that we're going to be striving for.
Great stuff from Coach Jay Herkelman. Let's take a quick 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll have more from Coach, including the Jamboree coming up tomorrow, as you can see the team in action at Nellis Hall one final time before the start of the season. Let's take a 2-minute timeout. We'll be right back on our Solutions North Bank Red Raven halftime show here on US 98 and the Red Raven Sports Network.
Vehicle when the lowest prices are just around the bend at Perky's Used Cars in Coffeyville.
You'll pay less when you come by and see me, Al Perky, at Perky's Used Cars. We're a mile and a half west of the Woodshed on a State Line Road. Perky'sUsedCars.com.
You'll find a great selection like a 2014 GMC Terrain SUV, just $89.95, or a 2010 F-150, only $78.95. See the full inventory now at Perky'sUsedCars.com.
Peace of mind. That's what you get when you or a family member can stay in your home when health issues arise. Windsor Place At-Home Care makes staying at home possible. Whether it's a disability, aging, or illness, Windsor Place At-Home Care has the staff and resources to properly support you in the comfort and familiarity of your own home.
We are equipped to handle many types of surgical procedures. For more information, call CRMC Medical Group at 620-252-1639.
We actually make our own sandwiches. They are prepackaged the night before, made, cooked, loaded on the trucks the very next morning, and in the machines, in less than 12 hours. I'm Adam Vanderlinden, General Manager of Imperial Vending. I've been in the business for 30 years, and we just transitioned over to Imperial. We were formerly Stevens Vending. We have a set of core values that we follow. You're going to get quality, variety, immediate service, total commitment, and Imperial Vending, world-class service.
Red Raven halftime show presented by our friends at Solutions North Bank. I'm Shane Neal. We're continuing our conversation with men's basketball coach Jay Herkelman. And Coach, your team will be in action tomorrow during the annual Jamboree at Nellis Hall. And, of course, there's a lot of things I'm sure you're hoping to see in the final set of scrimmages. But what are some of your hopes for tomorrow and things you'd like to see from your team, both maybe on the floor or just from a mentality or just their competitiveness?
The one thing we talked about today was just be the hardest playing team on the court and on the whole day, where people go out of there saying, damn, those guys play hard. With so many new guys and you're teaching them all the different things that you want to do on the offensive and defensive side of the ball, you the impression to them of playing hard every possession. And sometimes kids just don't understand that. But we've been working hard on that in the last couple weeks, and hopefully we can instill that in their head just to get out there and play as hard as you can. Mistakes are going to happen, but move on to the next play. And we'll correct the mistakes as we go along. But the first thing we got to get done is just being the hardest playing team on the floor. Then, this is going to be our third time going against somebody else. We were down in Norman the first weekend in October and then in Fort Worth last week. And just being able to execute our stuff that we've been working on a little bit better than what we have those first 2 weeks, now that we're 3 weeks into it. So hopefully we can get that done. Hopefully they're more comfortable with our defensive stuff. But the number one thing is just going out there and making sure we're the hardest playing team on the floor.
Coach, I know we've had multiple conversations about it and with the competitiveness in the Jayhawk year to year, and I know the rankings came out on Friday, but you've seen a couple Jayhawk teams in some scrimmages. There will be 3 more at the Jamboree tomorrow, Hutchinson, Butler, and Cowley. But what you've seen so far on the court and just your inclinations as a coach, who do you envision being some of those top contenders along with you guys in the Jayhawk?
Well, just when I did my predictions, I just out of respect for what Barton County did last year, I picked them first. They lost a lot of key players. It's going to be hard to repeat, as we know from the year that we won it. I mean, it's a big target that gets put on your chest. Yeah, but just out of respect for them, I picked them first. But I think the team that, from what I've seen, is Hutch. Kyle's got Kyle Fisher over there now. He's got a really good group of guys. They look like they got good depth. I saw them just briefly over at the Cowley tour that we did back in September. Saw their personnel, but then saw them down in Norman, and then last weekend I didn't see them, but talked with Fish, and they had 2 good performances down in Fort Worth against good teams. I would say that they would be one of the teams, probably the top team. And then Garden City's got good talent. Cowley lost, Jeff Nwanko, who's at Oklahoma and the player of the year, and Thomas, who was a 6'10", just a force on the inside last year. But they've got some guys back from last year also. But, this league is just night in, night out. I mean, Butler, where Fish left, Eric Nitchie, who was Tommy's assistant over at Hutch, he's over at Butler, and they're probably going to be playing that fast style, pressing and stuff, so they'll be good. And I've seen Seward; they look good. Independence is way improved, and I knew they would be. Coach Stedman got in there late last year, didn't have a chance to get his own guys, and now he's had a full year of recruiting, and they look like they're so much better. Their talent, and they're going to be good. So. Yeah, it's just what this league is. It's every night. You got to be ready. It doesn't matter where you're picked, whether you're picked first or picked 9th, 10th, 11th. You got to be ready to go in this league, and it's such a grind all the way through at 24 games and the road trips that we have to make. It's hard, and the mental toughness aspect of things is really big.
Coach, last thing I have for you, appreciate your time. Your team will be in action tomorrow at 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. But after last season, I was curious. I feel like a coach that's been coaching for 29 years, there's 2 ways it could go. A season like last year could have worn you out or it could have fired you up. And obviously you went out, recruited some talent you really like, and you're eager to get back out there on the court. So I want to know, why do you think last year fired you up and, has you out to prove something versus maybe wore you out in your 29th year as a head coach?
Because I know what this program is, and last year it was a weird one. But I know what this program is year in and year out. We've proven it for a long time. And I just want to reestablish that again with these guys, and hopefully we can. And as I told Boo Richardson a long time ago when he came back and was frustrated just getting into coaching, and he was frustrated with our guys one day, and he says, Coach, as long as you've been in it, and this was, 15 years ago, he says, how do you do it? And I said, exercise and Coors Light. And, you got to have the exercise in the morning and maybe a couple cool ones at night just to relax a little bit. But no, I mean, last year it was frustrating, but it kind of fueled the fire going forward because I want to get the program back where it should be.
We love to hear it, and we look forward to seeing your guys on the court tomorrow at 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. in the annual Jamboree. Coach Jay Herkelman, good enough to join us. Coach, thanks so much. We look forward to the season.
Thank you, and go Ravens. Let's get off to a good start this second half.
Absolutely. Let's take a quick 30 seconds break. Second half coming up next here on the Red Raven Sports Network and US 98.
Owner Stephanie Bean with Medical Lodges is proud to supply that tender care in Coffeyville. Skilled nursing services, rehabilitation, adult daycare, and much more are all offered. Visit medicallodges.com or stop by 2921 West 1st in Coffeyville and learn more. Medical Lodges Coffeyville, where they serve and enhance the lives of others with caring hands.
Coffeyville will boot it to start the second half. 19-10, Ravens trail as we get ready for the third quarter here at the Vet. Coach Herkelman joining us on the Solutions North Bank Red Raven halftime show, and Matt Jordan stepping back into the saddle. We get ready to kick it off with Hunter Martins back there as the kickoff specialist. And Matt, there's never any problem getting time filled with Jay Herkelman. This one booted, and will be at about the 13-yard line. Then we'll return this one. And trying to cut across the field. Ravens trying to slow him down. Across the 20, across the 25, and hurdles out of bounds at the 27. That was the return man number 20, Walter Samuel, there for the Blue Dragons.
Now the fun thing, who's going to be quarterback in this Blue Dragons team here to start the second half?
No doubt about it. We will find out. And Matt, in that first half, no secret, Chris Arviso, 8 of 17, 160, a touchdown and a pick. But the best player for the Ravens in that first half was, of course, Jaleel Boast. 5 catches, 144, and a touchdown. It felt like every catch he had was a big one.
Yep, absolutely. Boast was definitely the player of the first half.
And it's Johnson back out there for the Dragons, who got shaken up on a play late in the first half, but it is going to be Christian Johnson, who may just be the healthier one of the two at this point. And it was a keeper, and Fred Giles was not fooled one bit. Johnson dropped for a 5-yard loss.
When you have quarterbacks like this on an offense that runs a read option offense, sometimes you just have to go, I've got the quarterback, you've got the running back, and you sell out one way or the other. Giles sold out for the quarterback, and it paid off.
As soon as he pulled it down, he had a defensive lineman in his face. 2nd and 15 here for Hutch. Ravens show pressure. And now back off. 2nd and 15, looking on a quick in route to Sally. Now he'll try to get outside, and that's a big open field tackle by guy who's had a really good day, Lawrence Brown.
Slowed him down enough for another player to get up there and help him out and keep him
third down and
short of the first down.
Well, and well short of the first down, Matt. It'll be third and about a long 3, almost 4 yards.
Big third down for this defense.
Ravens would love to get the football back right away after what happened at the end of the first half. Christian Johnson, the redshirt freshman, is the quarterback. Shamari Collier having an issue with his shoulder. And it's a pitch play. Trying to get outside is Prosper, and he's going to have a hole. Kyler Christmas will run him out of bounds, but it is a third down conversion for Hutch into Raven territory. Good play call there by the Dragons.
Yeah, Coffeyville looked like I thought they were going to be able to get to him before he got back to the line of scrimmage, but good speed and got to the hole and picked up the first down.
So just over a minute into the second half, Ravens down 9. Johnson takes the snap, handoff to Jordan. His first carry of the second half. He gets outside, slips a tackle, powers forward for about 7 yards or so. Tackle was made by Jarvis Murray.
$10 for 95 in that first half for Jordan, but 83 of that came on one play. So outside of that, Coffeyville's done a good job of containing him.
Man in motion is the tight end, Jared Napoli. A keeper for Johnson this time, and he's going to be stopped. It looks like about a yard short of the first down marker. And a Raven.
They're going to give it to him.
They are going to give it to him. Generous spot. Raven a little slow getting up there, but looks like that's DJ Jackson. DJ Jackson slow getting up after making the tackle. We'll step away for 30 seconds and be right back.
The Solution. At Solutions North Bank, formerly Community State Bank, we offer a variety of accounts to fit a variety of lifestyles and needs. Call Solutions North Bank at 620-251-1313 or stop by our Coffeyville location at 1414 West 11th Street and speak to a new accounts representative today. It's the SNB way. Solutions North.
Raven that was shaken up on that previous play was actually number 90, Elijah Brown. Was able to walk off under his own power. First down, Blue Dragons at the 38 of the Ravens. Johnson back to throw, now scrambling left. Got some time trying to throw. Now will tuck and go and get about 3 yards. Big hit on the sideline by KJ Johnson, but good call there by the refs to not throw the flag. Every hit Johnson takes, I'm sure he's feeling it on that leg.
He looks okay. Looks like maybe the half was good for him. Looked pretty agile running there.
There's a gain of 4 on the play. Second down and 6 here for Hutch. Johnson in the shotgun, Jordan to his left. Dragons lead this one 19-10. First possession of the second half. Christian Johnson hands it off to Jordan. Jordan wiggles up to about the 29, and it'll depend on the spot. Looks like it's going to be 3rd and short.
I think they're going to give this to him. I think they're going to say he got 6. They did.
Man, that's 2 generous spots. I feel like...
I think it's just second effort by Jordan when he gets down into the pile, just keeping his legs turning, picking up that extra yard.
So fresh set of downs now down to the 28-yard line go the Blue Dragons. We've seen the Raven defense bend but not break at times today, and they'll need to do so again here. Man in motion is Ben Prosper. Hand off to Jordan. Jordan chopped down after a gain of about 2 yards. Nice tackle in space. And that was 92, Lorenzo Hickson, the redshirt freshman. So 2nd and 8 here for Hutch. Johnson trying to buy some time, now rolling right. Lanning running him down. And he shakes the tackle of Lanning, and he's going to be inside the 20 near the first down marker. Christian Johnson, he might be more mobile than Collier.
He looks pretty good. He's comfortable now. He recovered from that knee injury late that he suffered late in the second quarter.
3rd down and 3. Johnson looking over the middle, a bullet, and that's pulled in for a touchdown for Hutchinson. That is Ja'Cory Thomas, the sophomore, and that looked like how Jaleel Bose did it in the first half. Matt just went up and muscled it away from L.J. Hall.
Yeah, it was a good catch. We saw him drop a touchdown earlier, and that time not dropping anything there. Fumbled getting into the end zone, but that was a good, strong catch.
So Thomas finds the end zone. Hutch marches down the field in 4 minutes. Now we'll see Nestisberger out for the extra point. Snap a good one, hold a good one. Kick is through. Blue Dragons into the end zone. They have a 26-10 lead. We'll see Chris Arviso and the Raven offense get the football when we come back in 30 seconds here on US 98 and the Red Raven Sports Network.
Cooperative Credit Union and US 98, KUSN, Deering, Coffeyville.
Hoop season is right around the corner, and Coffeyville Community College is ready with Raven Madness this coming Thursday at Nellis Hall. Come out and cheer on one of the most storied JUCO basketball programs in the nation during Raven Madness, the basketball season kickoff event. Join us Thursday evening at 6:30, and come join us this Tuesday at 6 as Keith Ray brings his trained in country music to the Spencer Rounds Theater as the Humanities Performance Series continues at CCC.
Hutchinson goes down the field, scores a touchdown to Ja'Cory Thomas. They lead at 26-10. A little bit earlier this year, the Ravens rebranded and brought out a new logo, and earlier today they gave the mascot a new name. Coffeyville Community College has represented the Red Ravens since 1946, And in July of 2024, the exciting rebrand continued as the kickoff will sail into the end zone. At halftime, the Ravens were able to unveil their new Power Raven, Big Red, the new face of CCC's Spirited Legacy, and Beth Spillman-Hurd submitted the winning name for the Name the Mascot campaign. So the Power Raven, Matt Jordan, now known as Big Red.
Welcome, Big Red.
Big Red the Raven.
Big Red the Raven.
Chris Arviso and the Raven offense on their way out. Now down 16 once again, which is their largest deficit of the day.
You think maybe we can get Big Red on a broadcast or something?
I hope. I'll work on that. Coach Herkelman might not be the biggest halftime guest we've had for long. Arviso, pressure comes. He escapes the pocket, trying to buy some time, and a throw high for Jaleel Boast. But again, just a display of athleticism there from Arviso, where almost a little surprising to see him get out of the pocket there. And on a play where a lot of quarterbacks would get sacked or throw an interception, at the end of the day, not much harm done for the Ravens. 2nd down and 10 coming up. Back to throw Arviso. Flag comes in early on the play, and miscommunication with him and Breck Long. That pass incomplete. We'll wait to hear the flag.
Number 11, Breck Long, goes incomplete, but there's a flag on the play.
The timing of the penalty almost makes you think offsides, Matt.
I would, yeah.
And it is offsides against Hutch. It'll make it 2nd and 5. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification here on US 98. Chris Arviso on 2nd and 5 in the shotgun. 4 wide receivers and a running back, McKentis Adams, to his right. And a little bit of confusion. 5 on the play clock. Arviso gets it off. Handoff to Adams, and Adams is rocked. Right at the line of scrimmage, might have lost a yard. Back there for Hutch. Kedrick Walker, the sophomore linebacker.
Stop for a short game.
Running the football has not been easy, and it has not been fun for Coffeyville.
It'll be 3rd down and 6 for Coffeyville.
It's a big 3rd down. You don't get this, you're going to, after the touchdown, you're not going to feel very good about how the second half has started.
Arviso on 3rd and 6 in the shotgun.
There's a lot of space between Breck Long and that middle of the field. We'll see if that's where they look here.
Long and Boast both on that side of the field. He's looking off across the middle. That's going to be caught right at the sticks by Jet Perez, and it should be a Raven 1st down.
Pass is complete to number 18, Jextiel Perez.
Goes to the far side of the field.
And that'll bring up a Red Raven.
So Jet Perez runs a perfect route right at the sticks, and Chris Arviso does what he has to do, fits it in there, keeps the drive alive.
Yep, exactly what you need on a play like that.
1st down, Ravens at the 36-yard line. Arviso in the shotgun. Again, a handoff, and this one be a gain of about 3 yards.
Coffeyville trying to go a little up-tempo here.
2nd down, Coffeyville.
2nd down, Ravens hurry up to the line. Get the snap off, trying to catch Hutch off guard. Stepping up, Arviso, throw on the run. Contact. Incomplete. In coverage on the play was Colin Collier, who had an interception earlier in the game.
Pass is incomplete from Arviso to number 11, Breck
Trying to hit
Long.
Breck Long there, and there were 3 Dragons in the area.
Still still got it to his tight end. Allowed him to make a play on it.
Been a quiet day for Breck after his big game against Iowa Central, and Hutchinson. That's a smart coaching staff. They were keying in on trying to slow down the big tight end. 3rd down here, and Arviso rolling right, trying to buy some time. Throw off balance, intercepted. And this will be a big-time return for Hutch. Arviso does trip him up. That's a heck of a play by Arviso, who was on the ground and able to trip up the returning Dragon defender. That is Rayshawn Reynolds with the pick.
Takes over 1st down.
And the 2nd interception of the day for Arviso.
Yeah, I was going to say Arviso's 2nd pick of the game. And just running back across his body, wasn't able to get enough on it. Getting hit, throwing on the run.
It was probably a pick 6 if he didn't trip him up.
Stopped the touchdown.
Hutchinson brought some immediate pressure on that third down as well. And now Christian Johnson has some great field position starting in the red zone at the 14-yard line. 9 minutes to go, third quarter. Man in motion. Johnson back to throw, looking on a fade route to the end zone. That one incomplete.
Just about a heck of a play.
That was,
my goodness.
Thomas nearly made the catch of the year right there. That was.
I don't even think it was intended for him.
That was pretty wicked.
From Christian Johnson to number 5, Ja'Cory Thomas falls incomplete.
Wow.
Second down for Hutchinson.
About one-handed palm that. Reaching, oh man.
I think he might have saved an interception just by making a play on it. I don't think that was intended for him.
Second down for the Blue Dragons. Johnson. They try to draw the Ravens off sides. No flag. Lanning brings a blitz off the left side. Jordan, nowhere to go. Spun down. In there for the Ravens, Marquise Lane Owens.
Number 3, Wayman Jordan Jr. Stop for a loss on the play.
Big third down here.
Frederick Giles coming up big on that one.
Giles and Lane Owens, the two Ravens in on that play. Third down and 12 coming up for Hutch. Johnson in the shotgun, 4 wide receivers and a running back. Running back Jordan moves out into the flat. And looking on a quick slant, that's going to be caught. And he's going to power his way for a first down. That's Derek Sally. At 6'3", 220. Marquise Lane Owens has had a great last couple weeks, Matt, but right there, a receiver met him in the hole and was able to win that matchup.
Yeah, broken tackles picking up the first down and set up first and goal.
First and goal for the Blue Dragons. Christian Johnson in at quarterback. Wayman Jordan to the left of the redshirt freshman quarterback. Hand off to Wayman Jordan. Tries to be patient, tries to get outside. Ravens will meet him in the hole and drive him backwards. Loss of a couple yards. It'll depend on the spot. But I think forward progress will be about a 3-yard loss.
Tackle for a loss on the play. Second down and goal for Hutch.
That's where they're going to mark it at the 9.
He was being patient, trying to find a lane, and Coffeyville's defense said no lanes to be found.
7.5 to go in this third quarter. Dragons with a second and goal at the 9, leading 26-10. Hand off again, now trying to get left, breaking a tackle, spinning his way down to the 1 and powers his way in. Second touchdown of the day for Wayman Jordan Jr. and the sophomore out of Pensacola. Gives Hutchinson their second touchdown of the quarter.
Wayman Jordan just sometimes he just feels inevitable. And that was one of those times. Big loss the play before, but then broken tackles, wheeled his way into the end zone.
Athletes with that last name have a pretty good track record.
I'd just say people with that last name.
I wouldn't go that far. Berger out for the extra point. Snap, hold, kick on its way, and good. You make mistakes, and Hutchinson will beat you for them. Chris Arviso throws his second pick. Hutchinson into the end zone, 33-10 Dragons. We're back in 60 seconds on US 98 and the Red Raven Sports Network.
Shop the #1 Chevy dealership in Southeast Kansas, Roman Chevrolet, 2313 West Main in Independence, or visit us online at romanchevrolet.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Make your home more comforting with help from Derailed Commodity. Update your flooring with the area's largest selection of in-stock carpet, luxury vinyl plank, tile, area rugs, and more in many styles, brands, and colors. New furniture always brightens a home. We have a great selection of furniture, including sofa sets, recliners, and mattresses. Economy to premium, in stock and ready to brighten your home. Shop now at your local Derailed Commodity Flooring and Furniture, Brazelton in Independence, Kansas, and Joplin and Butler, Missouri.
Kick sails through the back of the end zone. Ravens will start at their own 25, 33-10. Our score here.
Kickoff results in a touchback.
About halfway through the third quarter. Shea Neal, Matt Jordan alongside with you here on US 98 and the Red Raven Sports Network. And Matt, credit to Hutch. Ravens felt like got some serious momentum at the end of the first half. That big pass play to Bose, 61 yards. They got the field goal. But ever since the teams have come out of the second half, Hutchinson has really taken control of this game back.
And we're switching quarterbacks.
Joseph Vick coming out for the Ravens.
I don't know if that's a. I don't know. If that's a like a punishment for the way you're playing. I don't like the decision.
It's a handoff, and it's a solid run for the Ravens up to about the 35-yard line. And, Matt, I was thinking the same thing, but I almost wonder, after the interception, when Arviso tripped up the return man, he did almost seem to...
He is sitting on the sideline, so maybe he is a little injured.
I was going to say, it almost seemed like he winced a little bit. I don't know if it was anything serious, and that played a factor into the decision or what, but...
Offense, number 55.
And there's a false start against the Ravens. And we knew going into this game, as we heard from Coach Dilbert earlier this week, that Arviso was not 100% anyway, heading into today. So I don't know if something was re-aggravated or if this was just a let's see what Joseph Vick has, or... First and 15 here for the Ravens. Under 7 minutes to go, third quarter. Vick in the shotgun, takes the snap. Vick back to throw, stepping up, trying to buy some time, runs across the 30. Might have gotten about 2 yards there. Hutchinson shuts it down quickly. That was Oxley in on the tackle with a little bit of help from Jaquan McGinney.
Second down for the Red Ravens.
Second down and 13 coming up for Coffeyville. And Vick hands it off, and nowhere to go again for the running game. Back there for Hutch was Jaquel Mack,
for a loss on the play.
redshirt freshman.
Third down for Coffeyville.
Third down and very long coming up here for Coffeyville. And we'll see if Joseph Vick has a throw in him here on this third down play. Back to throw, looking right, stepping up. Evades the first tackler, now looking across his body to Anthony Wenson, who breaks a tackle. Wenson will be stopped about 4 yards short of the first down. But now you're Coffeyville, Matt. 4th and 4, down 23. You got to go for this, right?
I think you do. I think you gotta try something. Nope, they're gonna bring out the punter.
That'll bring up 4th and 5 for Coffeyville.
I don't know if giving the ball back to Hutch is the right move here. I mean,
especially the way they've
marched right down the field on each of their first two drives. Brady Braun out there for his third punt of the day. Pardon me, this will be his 5th punt of the day, and this one will take a bounce. And that's maybe why you punt.
Great punt.
Maybe that's why you punt. Pinned down at the 8-yard line, Brady Braun continues just what has been a ridiculous season for the Ravens punter.
At the 7-yard line.
They'll mark him at the 7.
Hutchinson takes over, 1st and 10.
I will say, Matt, I'm not familiar enough with Jayhawk special teamers to know who's in the race for punter of the year in the Jayhawk, but my vote goes to Brady Braun.
Oh yeah, I mean easily the best punter in the Jayhawk.
I just wish he wasn't a sophomore. I wish we got 2 years out of him. First down for the Dragons at their own 7-yard line. Christian Johnson in the shotgun. 4 wide receivers and a running back. Jaden Shepard will blitz off the right side. Throw nearly picked by Lane Owens. Lane Owens jumped in front of it. And maybe if he was a half yard to his left, we're looking at 33-16 right now, Matt.
Man, so close.
Good to see for the Ravens, Elijah Brown coming back in. Brown left a little bit earlier, a little shaken up. Second down and 10. Sweep left, and the Ravens will throw him backwards. That was KJ Johnson stopping the running back. That was Julius Bolden on the handoff. And it'll be third down and 15 at their own 2. If you're Hutch, you might just up 3 scores. You might just want to run it here and make sure you don't get a safety.
Yeah, absolutely. That was the first time we've seen someone not Jordan run the football.
And it didn't last very long.
I think they're
No, it is still Bolden out
gonna
there.
stick with Bolden.
Johnson standing in his own end zone. 3rd and 15. Ravens send 3. Johnson stepping up, throwing. That tipped and nearly picked again.
Twice. 2 hands on it.
That
Two
one was
different corners.
I believe that one was deflected by Lane Owens and off the hand of Kyler Christmas. So 3 and out for the Hutchinson offense, but a couple of near interceptions from Christian Johnson.
You know Coffeyville's going to be selling out, trying to block this punt.
Yeah, and the Ravens have 9 guys on the line of scrimmage. Punter standing at the back line of the end zone. Snap is good. The punt is away. Ty Durham will let it go, and this will take a Hutchinson bounce inside the 35 and roll back to about the 36-yard line. That's where the Ravens will take over. Was a heck of a punt.
Both punters in this game have been very good. That was a great punt, helped by the wind. And some great bounces.
Punter for the Blue Dragons, Davis Barr. Barr, a freshman out of DeSoto, Kansas. Mark Collier out of DeSoto, Texas. Important distinction there, Matt.
Two very different places.
Very different places. So Ravens will take over. It is once again Joseph Vick out there on the field. 3:51 to go in the third quarter. Ravens down 33-10. Vick takes the shotgun snap and a delayed handoff, trying to get outside, and he'll get about 2 yards.
Run by number 35, McKentis Adams.
It's McKentis Adams on the handoff.
Short gain on the play. That'll bring up second down and 9 for Coffeyville.
I see McKentis on that play, Matt. You see him trying to be patient, trying to wait for the hole to develop. And with this defense, there's just not many holes that develop.
Not a lot of room to run with as athletic as this defense is. Best team in the nation for a reason.
Absolutely. Breck Long is the tight end. 4 wide receivers on the field. 3 wide receivers on the field. Jaleel Boast to the bottom of the field here on the Coffeyville sideline. Handoff again to Adams. This time he's got a block. He'll find himself about 3 yards short of the first down, gain of 6.
Run by number 35, McKentis Adams. He gets down to the 42-yard line.
5-yard
Third down for Coffeyville.
We'll see Chet Perez check in on third down as Ty Durham subs out. Hand off to Adams on third down. He gets into the clear. McKentis Adams off to the races. Inside the 15, 10, tracked down at about the 4.
Number 35, McKentis
Big run for the Ravens. It'll be first and goal. And
that'll be a Red Raven.
I hate to bring down McKentis after a run like that, but if that's Robinson or Jones, it's a touchdown.
It's a touchdown. But hey, finally breaking one free.
First and goal for the Ravens at the 4-yard line. McKentis Adams with one of his biggest runs of the day. And the Ravens are in striking distance to cut this back to a 2-score game. Late third quarter. Breck Long lines up in the backfield. It's a direct snap. Too long. He reverses field. Breck powering his way. Touchdown Ravens.
What a hard, strong, great run.
Sedan strength right there from Breck Long. And the Ravens into the end zone. A pair of runs. McKentis Adams gets free inside the 5-yard line, and Breck Long finishes it off by running over a pair of Blue Dragon defenders.
Great run by Breck.
It's been a frustrating day receiving the football for Breck, but he's just the kind of guy that finds a way to make an impact. Minute 57 to go. Rowan McCarthy out for the extra point attempt. Snap, hold, and kick are all good. Ravens into the end zone, not going down without a fight. Breck Long, 4-yard touchdown run. Ravens down 33-17 with a minute 57 to go in the third. We're back in 30 seconds on US 98 and the Red Raven Sports Network.
Jack sour cream and tender filet mignon. It's filet mignon. Filet mignon. Filet mignon. Filet mignon. Filet mignon. Savor the juicy filet ole steak bowl stacked with filet mignon and only from Taco Mayo. That's a wrap. No, that's a bowl.
Breck Long into the end zone from 4 yards out after a big run from McKentis Adams. Ravens into the end zone 33-17 with a minute 57 to go third quarter. Shane Neal, Matt Jordan alongside with you. Matt, there's been a lot of things that Hutch has done really well today. There's been a lot of mistakes the Red Ravens have made today, but here we are at the end of the third quarter. Ravens are not dead yet.
16-point deficit, 2 touchdown deficit, 2-point conversions. Less than 2 minutes left in the third. Still a chance. Try to do something to get back into this one.
Feels like you really need a turnover from your defense.
Quick 3 and out or a turnover, yes.
And this marks, again, I forgot to mention this, Hutchinson scored at least 33 points in every game they've played this year. An incredible, efficient offense. This one, fair caught at the 13. Hutch will start at their own 25-yard line.
Fair catch is called by number 20,
had a Raven
Walter Samuel.
collided with a teammate there running down the field. That was Kamsi Arinze. Everybody's okay. So
caught at.
And in motion here on first down for Hutch. 3 wide receivers and a running back. It'll be an inside zone, and Wayman Jordan with a nice 6-yard pop to start the drive.
Ball comes out late, but I believe he was down.
Ravens are claiming they have the football.
They do, but he was down when it popped out.
Ball carrier is number 3, Wayman Jordan.
The last thing you want is to let Wayman Jordan break free for a big run.
For the Blue Dragons.
Second down and 3.5 here for Hutch. Johnson in the shotgun.
I think he fumbled that football. I think they caught a lucky break.
Johnson, pressure in his face, throwing down the field, incomplete. Intended for the wide receiver, number 13, Dante Farrell, freshman out of Cincinnati.
Dante Farrell Jr. falls incomplete. It'll be third down for the Blue Dragons.
3rd and 3 here for Hutch. And in motion once again, that's the tight end. 3rd and 3 for the Blue Dragons. There'll be a handoff trying to get there. He will not. Wayman Jordan stood up by the Raven defensive line.
Can be exactly what you needed. Get the 3 and out.
Wayman Jordan Jr.
Hutchinson will send out their punt team, so the Raven defense does their job. And Coffeyville will get the football back. Under a minute to go, third quarter.
Back deep for Coffeyville, number 3, Ty Durham.
Only one other game going on right now in the conference, and Iowa Western up 14-10 on Independence early fourth quarter. So Indy giving the Reavers quite the fight this afternoon. Play was blown dead.
Should be a delay game.
Delay game against Hutch.
Number 32, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
That's the freshman out of McPherson, Blaise Hoover.
There's a great game going on later tonight in the Jayhawk.
Butler and Garden.
Butler and Garden and Butler.
Place we will be in about a month.
That is going to be that should be a great one.
4th and 7 here for the Blue Dragons. 34 seconds left in the third quarter. Ravens send some pressure. Punt gets out of there. Ty Durham with a fair catch at the 33-yard line. Ravens have 29 seconds left in the third quarter. They have the football down 33-17. Let's take a quick 30-second timeout. We'll be right back.
Coffeyville takes over at their own
vehicle when the lowest prices are just around the bend at Perky's Used Cars in Coffeyville.
You'll pay less when you come by and see me, Al Perky, at Perky's Used Cars. We're a mile and a half west of the woodshed on State Line Road, perkysusedcars.com.
You'll find a great selection like a 2014 GMC Terrain SUV, just $89.95, or a 2010 F-150, only $78.95. See the full inventory now at perkysusedcars.com.
First down run for the Ravens.
Ball carrier.
Solid gain of about 11 yards for McKentis Adams. He's having a nice day.
They've kept with the run game, and he's starting to find some room to run.
Ravens will try to get one more snap off here in this third quarter. 7 seconds. 4 wide receivers, 3 on the right side of Joseph Vick. Snaps it with 2 seconds, and it's a quick screen to Jaleel Boast. Boast dances along the sideline, gets into Hutch territory. A gain of 7. We'll go to the fourth. Ravens down 16, but have a little bit of momentum as we go to the fourth quarter. They're on the Hutch side of the field. We're back in 60 seconds on US 98 and the Red Raven Sports Network.
This is the end of the third quarter.
Surroundings of their own home. Specializing in working with Medicaid patients, Windsor Place At-Home Care has supportive home care and all the resources to help make staying at home a reality. Find out more about what Windsor Place At-Home Care can do for you. Visit windsorplace.net.
At Coffeyville Regional Medical Center, we take seriously our responsibility of caring for our friends and neighbors. We are your regional healthcare system, caring for Southeast Kansas and Northeast Oklahoma. With comprehensive technology and experienced medical staff, caring medical professionals.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense, number 9, 15-yard penalty, we first down.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Red Ravens would like to say thank you to the following game day sponsors
of our Booster Club reception room: Sonic Drive-In, Country Mart.
So Hutchinson penalized at the end of the third quarter as defensive lineman Duke Clayton called for an unsportsmanlike conduct, and the Ravens will get a free 15 yards. They're now down to about the 34-yard line as we start the fourth quarter, Matt. What are you seeing on the replay? What happened?
I'm not really sure where it came from.
Must have been words.
Yeah, I'm not sure where it came from.
Ravens will take it. Down 16, and they'll take a free 15 yards to the 34-yard line.
It's a big boost right at the end of the quarter.
Something Coach Dober always talks about, Matt, is there's technique penalties and there's stupid penalties. And that's a stupid penalty right there if you're Hutch. So first down for the Ravens. Vick in the shotgun. They're at the 34-yard line.
I think they might have called it on the wrong Hutchinson Blue Dragon. Because to me, it looked like Clayton was trying to pull David Jester away from Coffeyville sideline.
Adams with a handoff. He's inside the 30, down to about the 25. That's going to be another 8-yard gain for the Ravens.
McKentis Adams up the middle.
McKentis Adams now, Matt, 22 carries for 145 yards.
Yeah, they've kept at it, just slowly grinding away with this run game, and it's starting to work.
Second down and short. Delayed handoff. Adams finds a hole. And he's down to about the 20. First down, Ravens.
He's just gotten stronger as this game has gone on.
He'll gain enough for a Red Raven.
And this Hutch defense starting to wear down a little bit.
14-15 to go. First down, Coffeyville right at the 20. Down 33-17, early fourth quarter. Joseph Fick in the shotgun. And a flag comes in for some pre-snap movement by the Ravens.
Back them up 5 yards.
It's a killer. That's the 8th penalty of the day for the Ravens for 50 yards. Clock will wind inside of 14 minutes to go. First and 15. Durham out there, as is Breck Long. No Jaleel Boast on this first down play. Handoff to Adams. Broke one tackle, but he stood up at the line of scrimmage by a pair of Dragons that came in to back it up. One that was in there first was 31, Kedrick Walker.
No gain on the play.
And we got a Hutchinson player down after the play.
And Walker was able to slow him down, and after that, the rest of the Blue Dragons defense came and got him down, make it 2nd and 15.
Big man Devin Lowe, a little slow getting off the field. Be 2nd and 15 for the Ravens.
You got to have a touchdown if you're for Coffeyville here.
Oh yeah.
And if you do score, do you go for 2? Try to make it a one-possession game.
I think you do.
I think you have to.
Vick with the shotgun snap, back to throw, gets plenty of time, taking a shot for Breck Long, and that is going to be an outstanding leaping interception. And it's the 2nd of the game for Colin Collier.
Pass is intercepted by number 21.
We saw a pick earlier in this game, Matt, where Lawrence Brown looked like the wide receiver on the play. That might have been an even better receiver-looking play by a DB.
I think Breck thought this was going out of bounds, and Breck gave up on the route. That's a second lapse by Breck Long that you wouldn't really expect, but still, you gotta make a better throw if you're Vic there.
So turnovers have hurt the Ravens. They've thrown 3 interceptions and 3 fumbles. That's what's kept them down multiple possessions for much of the afternoon. First down for Hutch. Christian Johnson looking out into the flats. That's going to be pulled in by the tight end. He's out across the 30 for a solid gain on first down of about 9 yards.
It is really hard to beat Hutch when you turn the ball over 5 times.
Jared Napoli. That'll be enough for a Hutchinson.
And that's what they've done.
Down.
That's what they've done so far this afternoon.
So it was a first down catch of 10 yards for Jared Napoli.
6 if you count the safety.
Hand off to Jordan, and Wayman Jordan powers his way forward for 2 yards. DJ Jackson in on the tackle.
3 up the middle, Wayman Jordan Jr.
I agree with you, Matt. We talked about it before the game. If you're going to beat a team like this,
Gain of about 3 on the
you can't give them opportunities to beat you. And 5 turnovers have resulted in Hutchinson really being able to take an early multiple possession lead. That's when the Dragons are at their best, when they're up 2+ scores. Hand off to Jordan again. Spins out of the first tackle, gets about a yard.
Should have been a loss of a couple. Jordan able to spin out, get it back to the line of scrimmage. Another big 3rd down.
3rd and 7 coming up for Hutch. Now down to 11:45 to go. Johnson in an empty backfield. Big pressure, throw off balance. It is pulled in.
What a throw. What a catch.
Number 14, Latarius Robinson, the Wichita kid, the one who comes down with it. And Johnson, one of the best throws you'll ever see while getting hit.
What a throw and what a catch.
Hutchinson moving down to the Raven 31 as a result of that play. And that's why the 5 turnovers hurt, Mac, because the number 1 team in the nation can make plays like that.
Well, and one of the few times that you'll see this season Kyler Christmas gets beat.
Johnson back to throw, looking on the right side. That one caught. That's Ja'Cory Thomas, breaks a tackle inside the 10, down to about the 6-yard line.
Thomas has had a good game.
Complete to number 5, Ja'Cory Thomas.
Yes, he has. And this feels like, unless the Ravens can get a goal line stand here, this is Hutchinson saying, all right, enough playing around. Let's end this thing.
The ball will be placed at the 6-yard line.
Elijah Brown back in for the Ravens on the defensive line. First and goal, Hutch at the 6. Christian Johnson in the shotgun. Wayman Jordan to his right. Jordan gets the handoff, trying to bounce outside. Jaden Shepard slows him down, and it's finished off by L.J. Hall, knocking him backwards 4 yards.
Number 3, Wayman Jordan Jr.
Outside of that 83-yard touchdown run, Matt, the Raven run defense has been really exceptional against the number 1 leading rusher in all of JUCO.
Yeah, they've done a pretty good job keeping him in check outside of one play. But, again, when you're great like he is, you're going to get that one play.
Under 9.5 to go, 33-17.
Definitely, Wayman Jordan, the name you're going to want to remember because he's going to be playing D1 next year.
Certainly is. Johnson pulls it down, rolling right. Pressure, able to move around. Elijah Brown gets hit down to about the 7-yard line. A lot of moving around for a 2-yard gain.
Johnson did a good job. That ball got hit. He did a good job. Good, strong grip on it to keep it from falling out. Turnover would have been huge for Coffeyville.
Hutchinson, we haven't really talked about it. They're draining a lot of clock here. We're down under 9 minutes to go. 3rd and goal coming up, and even if the Ravens get a stop here, chip shot field goal would make it a 3-score game about halfway through the 4th quarter. Johnson in the shotgun, and that's what they're thinking. They'll hand it off to Jordan. He'll make a man miss. He'll power his way to the goal line. Touchdown, Dragons. Hutchinson was very clearly okay with just taking a run and maybe going for that field goal to go up 3 scores, but Jordan says, no, I'll take my 2nd touchdown of the day.
Yeah, again, showing why he's so good, breaking a couple of tackles, hitting the backfield, bounces off of it, cuts back to the outside and into the end zone.
That's actually his 3rd touchdown of the day. I apologize. Extra point coming from the Blue Dragons. This team about as legit as they come. For the 5th time this year in the 4th consecutive week, the Blue Dragons have put up 40 in a game. They lead it 40-17. We're back at 60 seconds on US 98 and the Red Raven Sports Network.
Walk-in coolers, walk-in freezers, new truck dock, and putting out 250 brand new vending machines. They're going to also invest another $1 million into this area with all brand new route trucks. True commitment to the community, and it's created in this location. It's created 3 new jobs. Imperial Vending, world-class service.
When you need to rely on a nursing facility for the care of a loved one, wouldn't it be comforting to know that the owner is providing the care? Owner Stephanie Bean with Medical Lodges is proud to supply that tender care in Coffeyville. Skilled nursing services, rehabilitation, adult daycare, and much more are all offered. Visit medicallodges.com or stop by 2921 West 1st in Coffeyville and learn more. Medical Lodges Coffeyville, where they serve.
Wayman Jordan finds the end zone for the 3rd time this afternoon, and the Dragons lead it 40-17 with 8:39 to go. Shane Neal, Matt Jordan alongside with you, and Jaleel Bose, Brandon Hayward back for the Ravens here on the kickoff. This one heading the direction of Hayward. He'll take it at the 6. Hayward trying to reverse field. That's Bose getting outside. Jaleel Bose across the 40, across midfield. Tracked down at the 42 of the Blue Dragons, but now well over 200 total yards of offense today for Jaleel Bose, and a flag late at the 34-yard line.
Coming back. And I think Bose is hurt.
There is a flag on the play.
Bose is down on the 41-yard line. A couple Ravens try to get him up.
Personal foul. Blindside block. Return team number 80.
It'll be a blindside block against number 80, Jaden Jones. And Boast is going to get carried off the field. He's having trouble putting weight on that leg.
You saw him get hurt at the end of the quarter. It could just be re-aggravation of that injury.
That left leg is not giving him much to work with there. Yeah, the Ravens, you're hoping it's cramping.
Looked like maybe a groin injury at the end of the third.
Shotgun snap, handoff to McKentis Adams, breaks the tackle, out into the clear and up to the 48-yard line.
Number 35, McKentis Adams.
Tell you what, we'll monitor the status of the top 3 guys moving forward, but I think we found RB4.
McKentis having a great second half. Might be a little too late to stay with the run game.
Vick looking for a quick pass to Breck Long, makes a man miss. Breck inside the 45, down to the 41 of the Dragons. That'll be close to another first down for Coffeyville.
Number 11, Breck Long.
And another injury for the Dragons this time. That's 95.
I think it's just a cramp.
That's McGinney. Well, when two teams this physical go head-to-head, Matt, there's a lot of guys that get caught in the battle over the course of 60 minutes. First down, Ravens at the 46 or 41 of Hutch. Screen pass to Brandon Hayward. Hayward looking for some space. He'll get about 7 yards.
You're going to have to pick up the tempo. You're going to have to start picking up chunks of yards quickly.
6-yard gain
23 with not a lot of time
for
left.
Coffeyville.
Vick has them up to the line with 7:10 to go. High snap, handoff to Adams. Adams trying to get to that first down marker. He'll be stopped, and a second effort might have gotten him there. We'll see where they spot it.
They do give it to him.
Number 35, McKentis Adams with the run.
And I can see why they're running the football, Matt. It's worked very well over the last quarter and a half, but you're right. I mean, they're running out of time to do it. Down 23 with 6:45 to go.
Well, you need 3 touchdowns and 3 two-point conversions to take the 1-point lead. So you're going to need touchdown, 2-point conversion, onside kick, touchdown, 2-point conversion, onside kick.
Vick faking short, going down the field to Hayward and off his hands.
You got to catch that. Got to catch that.
I think that's turning into the theme of this afternoon, Matt. Missed opportunities for the Red Ravens.
Mistakes and missed opportunities. Again, it's really hard. Hutch is so good. You turn the ball over 5 times plus the safety. Essentially 6 turnovers. Gifting them 9 points, 2 off the safety, 1 on the fumble that was recovered at that was stopped at the 1, and they ran in an easy score.
Second down, a run play for McKentis Adams, trying to reverse field and get about 3 yards. So that's a 3rd and 7. That's going to take us under 6 minutes to go.
Number 35, McKentis Adams on the run.
Ravens hurry up to the line. 6:05.
They got to go quick.
A lot of confusion for the Hutch D line now as they're switching their spot.
We're wasting a lot of time right here.
5:45 to go. Vic still confused on the play call. Now they finally snap it with 7 seconds left. Vic looking for a shot down the field, and a little bit overthrown, intended for Jet Perez.
Pass intended for number 18, Jexiel Perez Gibbs.
4th and 8. Bose comes back in, and I mean, there's nothing to lose here, Matt. When you're down 23, this is their shot.
Yeah, you got to go for this. 4th and 8. I mean,
field goal does you no good.
Well, the game is, I think, out of reach anyway, but you got to at least try to make this competitive.
Fourth and 8. Vic takes the snap. Back to throw, stepping up, pressure, makes a man miss. Joseph Vic taking off, and he's going to have a first down inside the 20 where he ducks out of bounds. Good run there by Joseph Vic. Keeps the drive alive, keeps the Ravens' chances potentially alive.
Another Red Raven.
Since we're not under 5 minutes yet, that clock will start here on first down. 5:18 to go and counting. And in motion is Breck Long. Vic looking for a quick screen to Boast, and he is met immediately incomplete.
Not the worst. Rather be incomplete than a catch right there because it stops the clock at least.
Ball's incomplete.
Good news is for Raven fans, Boast was able, after taking a hit, pop right back up and get back out there. So obviously that's a guy that if you're the Ravens, not just for this game right here, Matt, that's a guy you want out there for the rest of the year. Vic takes the snap on second down. Adams swallowed up for a couple-yard loss.
You just can't run the football at this point in the game.
Run by number 35.
You just don't. That option is just not available to you.
Play.
That'll set up 3rd and long. 4:45 to go in this one. 40-17 Hutchinson. Vic, Ravens at the 20-yard line. Vic rolling left, pressure comes, dumps it off, and Long is spun down. That's a play where Joseph Vic really just had nothing there. He had a guy screaming at him, and the guy who was supposed to throw it to had a guy right all over him.
That's one of the ones that you don't even want to throw that. You just throw that away. Try to save some clock.
So 4th down once again, now down to 4:06 to go. If the Ravens don't convert here, it's certainly over. Ravens still trying to find the end zone one more time here late in this one. Vic back to throw, bluffs short, now trying to take a shot for Durham, and a flag comes in late. Ty Durham was held on the double move, and that'll be a penalty against David Jester, the redshirt freshman. Looks like they're going to call that PI, not just a hold.
The ball was in the air. It's a pass interference. If the ball was...
I wasn't sure if that grab was on the double move or...
Number 6.
And there it is.
It was after the double move once Vic had let go of the ball.
They call it on 6, which is Avian Rice.
Yeah, it's the wrong no. I think that's the second time they've done that.
The man in coverage was David Jester, number 4.
Jester is also the one that picked up the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty into the third quarter that they gave to number 9.
Breck Long takes the direct snap, trying to follow his blocks. Long inside the 5, down to the 3. So a strong run of 9 yards, but more clock's going to tick.
11, Breck Long.
The Ravens almost just seem content, Matt, with just having a long, sustained drive and take some momentum out of this game.
Do something right, finish. They are banged up. You're without your 3 starting running backs. You're now without your starting quarterback.
Ravens take on Ellsworth next Saturday. Good opportunity to get back in the win column. Long again, a direct snap, and this time Hutchinson reads it well. He's going to lose a couple yards. Long loses his helmet. That's the toughness of Breck, man. He just stays up. And a couple Dragons jawing with him after the play. And Breck wanted a flag to be thrown. There is none.
Stop for a loss on the play.
I think you rightfully could have thrown one there. There's a lot of extracurricular. They've done a lot of extra with Breck a couple of times today.
Now
he got shoved earlier.
Now Breck in some discomfort on the sideline after that play. Looking at that right arm shoulder.
I feel bad for Ellsworth next week because Coffeyville's going to be upset about this one. They're going to.
3rd down and 5 at the 7-yard line. Timeout called by the Hutchinson defense. Let's take a 30-second timeout. We'll be right back.
Hutchinson, this is their first charge come out of the half.
Bank, formerly Community State Bank, is proud to sponsor Coffeyville's home team. Community involvement has always been an important tradition for both Solutions North Bank and Community State Bank. At Solutions North Bank, you'll always find them rooting for the hometown team. Solutions North Bank, a proud member of the Coffeyville community. Solutions North Bank, member FDIC.
.259 to go. Ravens down 40-17. 3rd and 5 coming up at the 7-yard line. Shane Hill, Matt Jordan alongside with me. And seems like Breck Long's okay. Just got stretched out after that 2nd down play. Been a great day for Jaleel Boast. But it has been, I would say, a day where I think it's safe to say Raven players and coaches would say that they're disappointed with what happened here today.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's a game that they made just too many mistakes, too many errors, offensively and defensively. It looks like we're going to get another Breck quarterback situation here.
I don't know if they just have any other options at this point. Do we see him throw it here?
That would be fun. I hope so.
3rd down and 5 for Long and the Ravens. Breck takes the snap. It's going to be a run right. He tries to get back inside, and he slipped.
Ball carrier number 11, Breck Long.
And the 3rd time today, it's been a 4th down for the Ravens. Or 3rd time on this drive, it's been a 4th down for the Ravens.
Down for Coffeyville.
They converted one. They got a penalty on the other one. This one, 4th and 8 at about the 10-yard line. Now Vic back out there for the Ravens. Clock is still continuing to wind. 2:20 to go, and it definitely seems like the Ravens are just kind of playing for that successful final drive. 2-1, and the Ravens will call a timeout.
Yeah, they had to because they subbed late. That allowed Hutch to sub, and Hutch took their time subbing to run that play clock down.
2:10 or 2:12 to go. We'll keep it here. Ravens, of course, wrap up their season with Ellsworth, followed by Dodge City, Independence, Butler. Butler will be a tough game, Matt, but you feel like after this one, the Ravens would be 4-3, barring some sort of miracle here in the final 2 minutes. You feel like the Ravens should be favored in each of their next 3 games.
Yeah, you would think so. And I mean, like, this is Nick Dobler's first year as a head coach, and his losses right now are to top 10 Garden, top 5 Iowa Western, and number 1 Hutch.
Well, Garden's now number 5.
So 3. I thought they were 6. So 3 top 5 schools are your losses. And that's just how tough this conference is. Now, at some point, you're going to have to beat these teams. But in your first year, you've played 3 quarterbacks. You've now played 5 running backs. And
6, because we're not counting Tavion Williams.
Yeah, 6 running backs. At one point, your best defender missed 3 weeks of the season.
Your tight end's taking snaps at quarterback.
And yet, here you are, with wins against some teams that you shouldn't have beaten, like Highland. I think some people would have thought Highland would have won that game at the start of the season. Iowa Central's having a down year, but they would have been favored in that game. But you've got to beat some of these other really good teams, the Jayhawk as well.
4th down, Ravens. Vic trying to get a throw out there to Boast. That one incomplete. And now Hutchinson with 2:07 to go can just kind of run the football down and put a bow on this one. The coverage on that play was a young man who's had an outstanding day in number 21, Colin Collier.
Well, and I just hope that our Viso is okay. He had a rough game today, but when you No offense to Joseph.
I think he's still clearly got the most arm talent on the team.
There's a reason that Coach Ortiz and Coach Dobler like him as much as they do. The offense just runs better with Arvizo. And he had a rough game today against a really good team, but he is clearly the best quarterback on this team.
Handoff here on first down, and it's a solid run for Julius Bolden.
Run by number 33, Julius Bolden.
Brings us to 2 minutes to go.
Timeout. There will be 2 minutes tonight.
We'll take a 60-second timeout. 2 minutes to go in this one. Ravens down 40-17. Hutchinson will run the clock out when we come back in 60 seconds.
Madness this coming Thursday at Nellis Hall. Come out and cheer on one of the most storied JUCO basketball programs in the nation during Raven Madness, the basketball season kickoff event. Join us Thursday evening at 6:30, and come join us this Tuesday at 6 as Keith Ray brings his training country music to the Spencer Rounds Theater as the Humanities Performance Series continues at CCC.
Chevrolet Summer Drive event is in progress at Roman Chevrolet in Independence. Get a 2024 Chevy Silverado 1500 Crew Cab and get $57.50 back in rebates. That is 10% off MSRP. Roman Chevrolet has a huge selection of pre-owned vehicles. Shop the #1 Chevy dealership in Southeast Kansas, Roman Chevrolet, 2313 West Main in Independence, or visit us online at romanchevrolet.com. Chevrolet, together.
Second and 4 for Hutch, and a handoff. And breaking free is Bolden. He got drilled at about the 30-yard line, but it's a great run for Hutch. And now they might be able to just knee it out from here, Matt.
Close to it. We'll probably run a couple more plays.
That game will bring up a Hutchinson first down.
Looks like they are going to line up in the shotgun. Wayman Jordan, as you might presume, his day is done. You don't want to risk anything happening to him. Christian Johnson is the quarterback here for Hutch, and they're going to let all that clock tick off here on the play clock down to 7 seconds. There they snap it. Sweep right. Bolden will be held to about a 1-yard gain.
Ball carrier number 33, Julius Bolden.
Tennessee's quarterback leads the game with an injury against Alabama. It'll be hard to beat Bama without your QB.
No doubt about it. Under a minute to go. Like we talked about, Matt, no disrespect to any of the teams coming up on the schedule. Dodge City, Independence had a great day today against Iowa Western. Butler's a really tough team coming up in the last week of the season, but you've gotten the hard part of your schedule out of the way for the Ravens. You've played Garden, you've played Western, you've played Hutch. You would have loved to have won one of those 3 games, but you're going to be over 500 with the hardest 3 games of your season over and a really solid chance to at least win 3 of your final 4, maybe even win all 4 and finish in the top 10 in the nation.
There's a good chance, especially that game at the end of the season against Butler, but Dodge is no team to overlook.
No doubt about it.
Indy is a rivalry game, no team to overlook.
They're going to.
You never know what can happen on the road. Ellsworth,
long road trip.
Yeah,
no doubt about it. But this one is over. Teams shaking hands, and Coffeyville comes up short in their pursuit of taking down #1. Hutchinson wins it 40-17, and the Blue Dragons move to 7-0 and show the Jayhawk why they are one of the best teams in the nation, if not the best team in the nation. Let's step away for 3 minutes. When we come back, Red Raven postgame show as we put a bow on this one and get you ready for the next showdown next week with Ellsworth. Red Raven postgame show starts in 3 minutes on US 98 and the Red Raven Sports Network.
Shop now at your local Derailed Commodity Flooring and Furniture, Brazelton in Independence, Kansas, and Joplin and Butler, Missouri.
This is Meat Mountain, and up there on the summit awaits the all-new Filet-O-Lay Steak Bowl from Taco Mayo. A heaping bowl filled with Mexican favorites and literally erupting with filet mignon. The Filet-O-Lay Steak Bowl can be yours if you make it past Chuck Steak Canyon and the deadly sirloin abyss. Filet mignon beckons, my friend, on the meaty, mighty pinnacle of beefdom. The Filet-O-Lay Steak Bowl from Taco Mayo. Welcome to Meat Mountain.
No reason to burn gas to try and get the best price on your next vehicle when the lowest prices are just around the bend at Perky's Used Cars in Coffeyville.
You'll pay less when you come by and see me, Al Perky, at Perky's Used Cars. We're a mile and a half west of the woodshed on State Line Road, perkysusedcars.com.
You'll find a great selection like a 2014 GMC Terrain SUV, just $89.95, or a 2010 F-150, only $78.95. See the full inventory now at perkysusedcars.com.
At CRMC Medical Group, our primary care physicians and providers focus on ways to keep you and your family in good health, as well as care for them when they're not. Our family medicine and women's health physicians are accepting new patients. We have convenient office locations in Coffeyville and Independence with extended and Saturday hours in Coffeyville. If you need a physician or need to make an appointment, please call 620-688-6566. That's 620-688-6566.
I'm Adam Vanderlinden, General Manager of Imperial Vending. We cover all the way to Pittsburgh, Kansas, Iola, Kansas, Fredonia, Kansas, and Caney, Kansas, and all of the towns in between. We also serve micro markets, vending, or coffee service. We offer office coffee, hydration programs. A lot of businesses will just buy pallets of water from us. We sell pallets of water and we deliver them. We also have Powerade, Gatorade, electrolyte powders, and electrolyte freezer pops. Imperial Vending, world-class service.
Red Raven post-game show as the Ravens come up short against Hutchinson, 40-17, the final in this one. I'm Shea Neal, and let's take a look at the final stats here in this one before we say goodbye. Ravens did have 22 first downs today to 17 for the Blue Dragons. Running stats nearly identical, 43 carries, 172 yards for the Dragons, 44 carries for 175 for the Ravens. Hutchinson did have 284 yards through the air, completing 15 of 24 passes. Hutchinson with 456 yards on 67 plays. Ravens with 377 on 75 plays. Problem for the Ravens fell in penalties and turnovers. Coffeyville threw 3 interceptions and had 2 fumbles as well. Also had 9 penalties for 65 yards. Possession time just about even. Hutchinson held the football for 2 seconds longer than the Ravens today, 30-01 to 29-59. Hutchinson also very successful, 7 of 14 on third down. Ravens were one of the best teams in the league on third down this year. They went 4 of 14 here this afternoon. For Hutchinson, Wayman Jordan, maybe one of the best running backs in the country, went 22 carries for 115 and 3 touchdowns. Christian Johnson had 11 carries for 31 yards in this one. Julius Bolden finished with 5 carries for 18 yards. For the Ravens, McKentis Adams, 28 carries for 165. Also Joseph Vick, 2 carries for 12. And Breck Long, 6 carries for 11. And a touchdown. Throwing the ball today, we did not see a whole lot of Samari Collier. He was clearly dealing with an injury. He finished 2 of 4 for 56 yards and an interception. Christian Johnson, 13 of 20, 228, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Chris Arviso finished today 9 of 21, 167, a touchdown and 2 interceptions. Joseph Vick, who came in the second half, 5 of 10 for 35 yards and a pick. Jaleel Boast, one of the best players for the Ravens today, if not the best player. 6 catches for 151 and a touchdown. Breck Long had 3 catches for 11 yards. Ty Durham, 2 catches for 14. Anthony Winston had 1 catch for 12. For the Dragons, 5 catches for Derek Salley for 53 yards. Corey Thomas had the touchdown, 4 catches on 64 yards. Benton Prosper had 27 yards on 2 catches. Tate Hoover had a 56-yard catch as well. Ravens were led by KJ Johnson, who had 10 tackles and a sack today. Marquise Lane Owens had 9 tackles, 7 for Shepard, 7 for Giles as well. But the Ravens fall to 4-3 on the season. Hutchinson improves to 7-0 on the year. Ravens will head back on the road to Iowa for the final time this year. They take on the Ellsworth Panthers next week, with that kickoff being at 1 o'clock. Ravens will have 2 of their last 3 at home. They take on the Dodge City Conquistadors on November 2nd at 1 o'clock, and the Independence Pirates on November 9th at 1 o'clock with sophomore day. They'll finish up their season on the road against Butler in El Dorado at 11 a.m. on November 23rd. Big thank you to Andrew and his entire team for helping us with the Red Raven Sports Network here this afternoon. Big thanks to Matt Jordan. Big thanks to Scott Maples back in the studio. I'm Shane Neal saying so long from Veterans Memorial Stadium. Final score 40-17. Hutchinson gets the win, and they will stay the number 1 team in the nation. Ravens will be back in action on Saturday against Ellsworth. We'll have, of course, Coach Dobler and a couple of his players on the Coaches Show on Wednesday night, live from Wendy's. But I'm Shane Neal saying so long. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. We'll talk to you next time. This has been Red Raven Football on US 98 and the Red Raven Sports Network.